What's up, everyone, friends and enemies and random strangers? Welcome to our 68th episode.
Who are our enemies?
68. I don't know. I'm sure we have some. If we don't, then we're not trying hard enough.
Apparently.
Episode 68 of The Sea of Souls, our live stream Dungeons and Dragons campaign. We are the Elder Brain. We are minus one Jacques tonight. Jacques is vacationing, so we wish him a happy vacation and all that goodness, and look forward to him joining us once more in the future. But tonight, the World of Torque will be played by everyone else. I suppose so. But yes, so last week, unfortunately, our stream got cut just a little bit short. We're close to that 11 o'clock, but we got some connection and power issues in our stream. So the VOD is up on the YouTubes with a little comment at the end about the sudden ending there. So if you were joining us or if you caught the VOD, hopefully I'm thanking you for your patience, assuming that you are patient with us. And if not, I'm sorry. Technical issues.
There's our enemies.
We can do about that. That's technology is our enemy.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna say. We often have tech not flick goblin, but tech goblins are our enemies. They like to mess with our stuff. But yes, just a reminder to do the subscribe. You can use your Prime subscribe or subscribe with your own monies, however you want to, on our Twitch stream. And subscribing gets you some fun perks, including the ability to actually mess with the game live in stream. You can redeem channel points and stuff to like make rerolls happen and things like that. So if you want to have some fun, like influencing a game, that's the perfect way to do it. And you help us out, and that would be awesome. So we appreciate if you would do that to support us. But either way, follow us on the YouTube and do all those things. And however you enjoy our content, thank you for enjoying our content. All right, let's continue with content. Episode 68. So, last week we left off leaving Owen Neild, armed and hidden in a nearby abandoned house. You find the wizard's hideout and make your way past a handful of traps to the interior, which is eerily empty. Days-old food sits on the table, and other signs of very recent activities are evident, yet nobody's around. So after splitting up to search, Tayland and Dinar find a scroll shelf in the library guarded by an arcane force field, while Flick and Torque come upon a storage room with some expensive-looking painted portraits, fur rugs, assorted gear, and a partially covered gold-framed mirror. Flick suggests smashing it, but Torque has some reservations, and that's sort of where we cut it right at that point, which was unfortunate. This week, as we pick up, Dinar, while you are trying to access the scroll shelf with Tayland, so there's a force field that's there. You picked up some different kind of some abjuration, divination, and some evocation magic in there. So there's some sort of force field alarm type something that's preventing you from getting at these scrolls. It's a 2 year putting your arcane knowledge together. You receive a sending from Serena, aka Valencia Vale.
Mm.
And here's what she says. Dinar, I found troubling evidence hinting at Triskadi's plan in our archives. Where are you? We need to meet. I'm in Gloomcoven, heading to Valenhold.
I should probably know this, but my response to ascending has to be 25 words as well.
Correct.
On the fly, is Dinar aware of where Gloomcoven is?
So Gloomcoven is
It's right there in the middle.
Yeah, it's
okay.
where. So she had mentioned that's where her order is based.
That's
It's her
not the worst location.
house
for her to
of
be right
operations,
now.
basically, and so that's where she went back to. She went back home, back to her order to try and search the archives, which they have, centuries worth of archives in the catacombs to try and find some info, and apparently she has found something.
All right. I'm assuming this will just be out loud, so Tayland will all of a sudden hear Dinar talking. He'll try to make it obvious for Tayland's sake. Hey, Serena. We're currently in Endhold. Mike says, not sure if that's where we actually are.
You're south of Enhold.
South of Endhold.
Yeah.
We're investigating some bad guys. Why is that 2 words? Happy to meet with you,
They say baddies. It's one word.
but we're currently occupied. How urgent is this matter?
Okay. So you don't hear an immediate response, leading you to continue with your investigation. But first, we are going to pick up where we left off, which is in the storage room with Flick and Torque. So I believe Flick had just suggested that Torque smash this mirror. So for Mike's sake and for recap's sake, so there's a mirror, very tall, like standing mirror that's partially uncovered, just like a canvas cover that's over, and sort of the top corner is showing. That's got a very beautifully gilded golden frame. and it's on the opposite wall from where there's like a whole stack of different types of paintings and portraits, all beautifully done. And Flick had suggested to Torque take his hammer to it. Now, per Jack's instructions, Torque is feeling that, well, he's convinced that breaking the mirror is a bad idea, and suggests rather than smashing it, simply just picking it up and turning it around so that the reflective side is facing the wall.
Fine, you big baby. You worry about your superstitions, and I will continue searching for loot.
Okay.
I'll let him turn the mirror around and continue searching for loot.
Okay. So other than so you were looking at the portraits to see if there's anybody you recognized. Was that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So as you are flipping through the various paintings, and some of them are like poorly done, some of them are very, very well done, like master painters. Go ahead and give me an investigation check, please.
Yes. Valued skill with a solid 11.
11, okay. There doesn't seem to be anything in here that seems familiar. I'm not even sure if half these are real people or just, artists' imagination. You do find a rather interesting painting that, as you kind of shift it and move it out of the way, at first when you're looking at it, it's a young elven male, standing kind of, very portrait-esque. And as you kind of shift it out of the way, out of the corner of your eye, you catch that the figure ages as you move it. And to one side, it kind of seems to get younger and older, depending on the angle that you're looking at it.
Hey, Torque, check this out. It's like one of those things, right? Yeah, the lenticular images where if you look at it at a certain angle, it changes. Look at this. Jink, 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 and I show it.
Okay. From across the room, he kind of looks at it and goes, "I'm not much of an art connoisseur, but that seems difficult to do."
Man, Craig's always like so on point. I have to wonder how long it is before it's just this show is just the Craig show. It's like, why are we even here?
Because
he's got all of us down.
Because then I would just be crazy talking to myself. So it's not as entertaining. Or it might be as entertaining, but not for me.
Entertaining a different way.
Flick, as you interact with this painting for a moment, I need you to go ahead and give me an intelligence saving throw, please.
Saving throw.
Or sorry, charisma saving throw. Charisma saving throw.
Even better. There's a 10 for you.
Uh-oh.
So you find yourself kind of just really, really confused by this for one. You find yourself kind of drawn into the fact that this thing is aging, and you realize that, okay, no, it's not the paint. Like, there's nothing about this that's three-dimensional or anything. The actual portrait is shifting, and as you gaze into the eyes of this elven individual, you see it blink and then stare back at you and give a little bit of a wink. So first thing I need you to do is to roll me a d20, please.
Nope. In keeping with my rolls tonight, there's an 11.
11, okay. And followed by that, I need you to roll a 2d6, please.
Right. Now.
5. Okay. You feel a strange tightening in your body, and you realize that it's actually after a moment, it's kind of like, what, am I freezing up? No, your muscles are actually regaining vigor as you de-age by
Oh.
5 years.
Whoa.
Huh.
Physically, mentally, everything else, you are still exactly the same, but your body is physically 5 years younger.
Crazy.
Any of us need to get younger or older?
And you find yourself that the painting, you kind of have a moment where, you black out for a second. The painting is dropped now. And the figure in the portrait is gone. It is now just a portrait of an empty room, nothing there.
Well, that's
And-
bad.
And you are now younger.
Huh. Well, I'm glad that went in the direction it did because goblins not a huge lifespan.
Meanwhile,
That was 1/12 of my life back.
Hey.
as Torque picks up the mirror to turn it, go ahead and whoever's going to roll for Torque, we're doing combined. Essentially, how would you work this? Like just a straight dexterity check, I guess. If he's trained in acrobatics or athletics, or acrobatics, I mean, sorry. I don't think he's got much.
Dexterity check, huh?
Yeah, just straight dexterity.
Rolling so well tonight.
Maybe you'll roll better as Torque.
Oh, there. Oh, that's why. Normal. There we go.
Okay.
Rolled worse.
So he fumbles a little bit as he turns it, and the covering on the mirror actually slides off. And Torque finds himself gazing at a blurred image of him. Kind of has to squint for a moment. And as he leans in closer to try and rub the mirror to kind of see what's wrong with the image, I need Torque to make a charisma saving throw.
Got the sheet. Now charisma save. So 4 for 6.
Okay.
Wow. We're in a house of horrors.
Yeah.
So, Flick, the moment after you've kind of dropped the painting and you've kind
I'm
of
gonna put my
heard,
fist through the painting. Actually.
sure, you hear a thud behind you, and turning, you see that the mirror has that the canvas has fallen off of it, and the mirror has kind of fallen back down and is kind of sitting at a slant. Torque is gone.
Excuse me?
Oh, for love of.
Torque is gone.
Oh, crap.
And just as you realize that Torque is gone, you see a figure in the mirror appearing. And there's a flash of light. And then standing in front of the mirror is not Torque, but a very well-dressed individual. Looks perhaps elvish, human origin, you're not entirely sure. He's got hair over his ears. His clothing style is antiquated. It's not something you recognize. And he kind of stumbles out and looks around for a second. Who are you? Where is this filthy place?
I'm gonna call out for the others, and then I'm gonna try and trip this guy because I want to know where my buddy is.
I was gonna say, when you say call out for us, are you like, is it more of a like, hey guys, was like,
No.
You know, like but
We
somewhere
got
between.
an issue.
All right. So you guys hear Flick
Did you
yelling
hear that?
at you.
Dinar, I think Flick needs a tissue. It's a very strange
Uh,
request because I feel like he just eats it, but you know, all
I'm
right.
going to assume that we're mishearing him. We should probably go.
Oh, I guess that would probably be the more. Yeah, I guess that does make more sense. Flick asking for a cleanliness product is, you know what? Maybe he's been mind control. We should go investigate what's going on.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll go first because Dinar is squishy.
More squishy.
So assuming that as soon as if I can see what I can see, when I come through the door, I can already tell there's a different person in that room.
Yeah, you pop in and you don't see Torque. Instead, you see a very well-dressed individual. You take a
Hopefully
moment
with
to
me
be like,
tackling him or something. I want him on the ground.
okay. So go ahead and give me roll initiative, actually, because he's also on guard. So this will be just the two of you. It'll be a contested
All right.
contested
Go,
initiative.
go, Flick.
Here.
Go, Flick.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Okay.
Just enough.
Whack him in the shins.
Okay. So you get the upper hand on him, and you grab him.
Ideally, it'll be whip around the ankles and just yoink. Is kind of the plan.
Okay. So you do that, and very ungracefully, he kind of falls to the ground. I really wish you hadn't done that.
Pounce and sit on his chest. Okay. What did you do with my buddy?
I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt as I'm now, as my mind is coming back to me, I'm putting together what has likely happened. And he kind of peeks and sees the mirror and he goes, ah, yes, indeed. So you had a friend gaze into the mirror, I'm going to assume.
He was too dumb to smash it. Yes.
Yes, well, that friend of yours is now where I most recently was residing, which is within the mirror. It is
I guess I know what to do then.
it is a prison, you see. So, you have, well, he has inadvertently released me and trapped himself. Where are we?
I'm the one asking the questions. And I'm assuming the others will be in the room at this
Yeah, I was
point.
gonna say. I think I was gonna say.
Fine.
Tayland will just kind of step in, pistol cocked, and like pointing at this guy. It's like, yeah, how's it going?
Right. Well, I'm assuming since none of you seem to know who I am, that this was all unintentional. You are not searching for me for good or ill.
Not that we know of. That depends who you are, though.
Yep.
Well, my name is Duke Killian.
Okay. Does anybody know who that is?
You can go ahead and give me a history check.
That's a fair question, actually.
I am going to abstain, as even if Talon knew, he would have not bothered to memorize that information.
It's like, Duke, I don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, sure. 15.
I rolled a 15 plus 8, so 23.
You might actually know.
23, okay. Torque, even with that good roll, has never been in the circles that he would have heard of Duke Killian.
That was a flick. Shouldn't have been Torque anyway.
Oh,
Anyway.
Flick, okay, sorry. In
Flick
that
also
case,
wouldn't-
perhaps. Dinar, what did Dinar roll? Sorry?
23 total.
23, okay. It takes you a moment and you kind of search through just do a quick scan of history in your brain, and like Duke Killian, Duke Killian, Duke. You actually do recall hearing the name Duke Killian, not from the Broken Isles, but from closer to your homeland, far to the east. You, growing up in the Darelands, you would have known of Heaven's Reach, which is one of the ancient metropolises, one of the biggest cities, kingdom. It's lasted longer than any others. And one of its ancient rulers, hundreds of years ago, mysteriously vanished.
Mm.
While
And
looking in a
happens
mirror,
to go by the name of Duke Killian.
Okay, so then I guess how much does Flick divulge of that? Because that is going to be
Dinar?
Flick doesn't know nothing.
or
This
oh,
is this
okay.
is Dinar picking this up
Dinar, I
because
see, okay.
Dinar, who's from the east, would know of Heaven's
And knock
Reach
his
and
history roll out of the park.
and the Duke that disappeared.
I think at the mention of the name and the recollection of that, noticing how old the man's clothing is. Duke Killian, you said.
Yes.
What?
Dookie said he fell out of the mirror. He was in there, and we got to get Torque out. So I say we just stuff him back in.
Hang on, Flick.
It doesn't work that way, but I don't hold that against you anyways.
Duke, what year do you think this is?
I'm guessing by you asking that question that it's probably a lot of time has passed. Let's see if I recall. My brain's a bit hazy and seem to have some sluggardness. It was 396 post-deluge, actually, after the deluge.
Would post-deluge be common era?
That's, the same era as you guys, yeah. Yes.
Duke, how conscious were you while stuck in that mirror?
That was going to be my question. Yeah.
Not.
Not.
Not. I shouldn't say not. I should say that it seems as a moment passed. You know, when you lose consciousness for a moment, get fuzzy head and black out, or get dizzy, and when you come to, there's that moment right before waking up where you sort of sense things that are around you, but you can't quite make heads or tails of it. It's just sort of ambient noise in the back of your head. It's just there.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what I remember. And then all of a sudden, here I am with a goblin sitting on my chest and
So-
two individuals standing nearby. So,
Duke, maybe grab a seat for a moment.
while I'm currently sitting on the floor laying on my back with
Right.
your compatriot on top of me, so if he
Flick.
would have to permit me to
Flick, give him some room to breathe.
stand and then sit.
I'll give him a little tap on the cheek, saying, "You hang tight, Dookie."
Duke, I don't mean to say this to frighten you or concern you.
I
but
mean, I don't want to, interrupt. Sorry to interrupt, Captain, but like, technically speaking, I don't think that title applies anymore.
I did just step out of a mirror, so I'm ready for strange and odd news.
Well,
As much as I can be, I believe.
if you remember it being in the year 300, it is currently the year 865. It's been 500 years.
Okay. Not and he pushes his hair back a little bit. You can see the elvish ears. He says, "Now, normally 500 years wouldn't be too much for one of my people, but having it passed without me experiencing it is something else altogether.
Yes, the world is very different from what you might remember. Although the town that you are from, Heaven's Reach, does still exist.
Well, I should certainly hope so. If Heaven's Reach were to fold, it would not speak well for any kingdom, as it is. It withstood the deluge, it withstood the cataclysm before that. In some manner of speaking, it is older than... Some say that it's older than history itself in many ways, but...
well, yes, I've heard the myths.
That is good. And do you happen to know... So you know who I am, seeing as you've mentioned Heaven's Reach. Is there any word of what happened to me?
Well, I heard this story.
I mean, obviously this mirror is involved, but...
Yeah. I mean, this was a story that I heard growing up in the East, which we are not in the East anymore, for the record. This was a story I heard as a child growing up.
Interesting.
You disappeared under mysterious circumstances. There wasn't, like, oh, this is what happened. It was, oh, suddenly the Duke is gone.
And there was much rejoicing.
At least that's the tale that is told these
By
days.
someone there might have been.
Again, been 500 years, so information may have been lost with time. We are in the West. We are in the Isles, the Broken Isles. Don't know how much of that is apparent from your time. But we
The
are
Isles.
in the West.
He kind of
yes.
looks around and sees that, the house, and here he's like, oh, the Isles were settled then. There was talk of that. Expeditions were being sent from Sigulda, from Heaven's Reach, and others around us, but I guess it only makes sense if 500 years later that civilization is up and running here. Where is this? Is this your abode?
No, I live in a fortress on an island.
Well, yes, we have our own Duke.
Very
here
good.
Ourselves.
Yeah, this is just a little
Allow me to
breaking
introduce
energy
myself. I am Lord Tayland Wavesinger Vale Shadowbane.
He stands and gives an even more resplendent leg and half bow, and it's like, pleasure to make your acquaintance, Lord Tayland.
Yeah.
I am, of course, Duke Killian, as has already been mentioned.
Well, as I was saying, with this new information, I feel like you're technically not a duke anymore.
And you're technically not a lord.
I plan on seeing about that.
It's the other way around. Technically, I'm a lord.
So, gentlemen, if I may, if I can help you get your friend back out of this mirror, I would greatly appreciate you allowing me to leave, or at least pointing me in the direction of how I might get back to Heaven's Reach, because I believe there's going to be some unfinished business for me to attend to.
Oh, I do not envy the administration over there right now.
Oh, you most certainly should not. And he flicks his fingers, and you see an arcane flame appear in his hand.
Ooh.
I am not unarmed as I seem.
Fancy. All right, so you said you know how it doesn't work. Do you know how it does work? Let's get the little guy out of there.
Well, there are two ways. See, once somebody has been in the mirror, and freed from it, they can no longer go back in it. See, this mirror, I did not understand that it was this mirror when it was gifted to me. It was a ruse that was pulled on me. However, I was aware that this mirror existed, and so somebody seem to have reframed it and obviously presented it to me as what was to be a wedding gift. Oh dear. Elsbeth. Sorry.
There.
Yeah. Focus.
Uh,
Getting to work out.
Anyway, so I cannot simply go in and swap places with him. Somebody else would have to do that, and then he would be freed and would no longer be subject to the Soul Sanctum Mirror's entrapment. The other way is to break it. However,
You know what?
you must be very careful in doing so, though. It must be a precise break. Just smashing it will do no good. Your friend will be potentially trapped forever, and his soul actually shattered.
Hey, Jack. Good news and bad news.
So there are ways to do it, and
Yeah, didn't get possessed this time.
I am more than happy to help you. I'm very grateful that you freed me. Obviously, it was inadvertently, but you have my thanks nonetheless. And should I find myself with the means and ability to do so, I reward you greatly as a token of my appreciation. Now let us see to your friend. First thing I'm going to suggest is that none of you take a peek into the mirror. Glancing at it quickly is fine, but to get too close and spend too much time looking at it is not something that you should do. Else you find yourself in there. He will come out, but then you will be the one inside, and then the cycle will need to continue until you find somebody else that you don't mind being trapped in. And it needs to be somebody that you hate quite profoundly to subject them to this sort of punishment, I would say.
Well, thankfully, the house that we are currently finding ourselves in is full of bad people, so just need to find one of them.
Yes, bad people, a very generic term for those who we don't like, but you seem like upright gentlemen yourself, so who am I to argue with your take on them?
Hey, Dukes were a lot greater back in 500 years ago. I gotta say, I like this guy.
I'm not at all surprised.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I will say that you hardly know me, but still, I appreciate the sentiment.
Craig?
Yes.
Duke Killian mentioned a woman's name. Does that name ring a bell for
Elsbeth.
Dinar at all? Elsbeth?
With the history check that you made, yes. So Elsbeth was a noble lady who was to be his bride. They were to be married. And with that marriage, Duke Killian would then become King Killian.
Oh.
And rightfully take the throne. He was sort of acting as steward after his father had passed. But in order to actively take the place of king for the throne of Heaven's Reach, it was required that an individual was married, either or. So daughter or son, but they need to be married before they took the royal title. So he would have been officially crowned king. And then he disappeared. Elsbeth was, from what you understand, was quite distraught. She disappeared a few months later, seemingly just wandered off, and nobody saw from her again, or heard from her again.
Do I have any sense of whether Elizabeth was an elf like Killian, or... I guess I'm just trying to understand, like, is it possible that this woman is still out there?
Yes, Elsbeth was elvish, so she could potentially be alive. Yes, because they can live
Many years.
not thousands, but into the 1,000 plus. So
On the upside, she didn't immediately hook up with whoever stuffed him in the mirror. So that's
Yeah. This isn't, what is that?
oh no, as the story goes, yes, she was she was ruined.
not part of the conspiracy. Got it.
Dinar will be keeping that information to himself for now.
Probably wise.
Yeah. Wait until we
Well,
resolve some
considering
things.
we have seen no one other than Dookie here, how precise a break do we need to make here? Like, what are we talking about?
Do any of you happen to have a diamond or
Oh,
something that is
shoot.
constructed of diamond? It will not. Don't worry. The diamond will still be okay after this. But if you're familiar with the properties of certain gemstones, diamond is able to cut glass with
Oh,
immaculate
rummaging through his bag. I got some sea
precision.
slugs, some knuckle
Don't
bones.
think
paper.
I have time.
Ooh, dragon shell egg. Is that going to work? No, probably not. No. Ooh, bottle of goo. Sorry, what?
You have a dragon shell egg, or dragon egg shell. How-
Inert dragon egg shell pieces. Yeah, right here. I got like 3 of these.
I got some platinum coins,
You know,
big heavy knife, a 3-charm necklace.
Did the dragons
Oh,
return?
hey, I got some
Oh
ooze
man,
too.
this place is lousy with them. But anyway,
Lousy with them may be an overstatement. We have found one dragon, and there was an attempt to resurrect a dead dragon.
That's
infinitely more dragons than this dude ever seen.
Well,
The
yes,
man can
more.
only-
Yeah.
Listen, the man can only take so much at once. Let's not overdo it. Let's focus on getting Torque out of here.
Thank you, my lord. I appreciate that.
Tent pole? No. Still rummaging through bag. Not finding any diamonds.
For the record,
you have a dragon egg. Do you have anything made of dragon scale, which is also as hard as diamond and equally
I do.
Uh,
precise?
No,
I don't
Yeah.
imagine you would, but
we had a dragon scale. It is currently
Ah,
in the Port of Sands,
Yeah,
which
it's
is
not
not
on
a
us.
place you're aware of. So,
oh, sounds sandy.
well, of
it
course,
is.
gets everywhere. It's great.
You can find something around here. You need jeweler's tools or something, not a hammer, something that can make a very
Well,
precise.
In amongst my my thieving kit here, I do have this little glass cutter. Ain't great, but
Glass cutter. Interesting. I've not seen such a device.
I mean, it's kind of
May I?
dull. Yeah.
He kind of looks
Hand
at
it
it
to
and
him.
fishes in his pocket, brings out a monocle.
of
Of
course,
course.
This is for lock picking, you say?
Well, general, break and enter type stuff. Yeah.
I think perhaps this might do the trick. I don't know if it'll withstand the pressure placed on it. Might break it, but I'm going to assume, for the benefit of the doubt, that you're willing to trade this device for your friends.
I mean, in the grand scheme of things, yes.
I think.
All right.
I mean, yeah,
I'm
like
just not making any assumptions. I want to make
Yeah,
sure.
Like, sure, it'll go on your tab. It'll be fine. But
Oh, all right. Now, we need a hammer of sorts, but not a large one, and something with which to strike. So, does anybody have anything which we can strike this with?
I mean, how precise does it
Precise
need to be
strength.
exactly? Precise?
Very.
Like the back of a knife is probably not going to do it.
No, you want something with an even surface, like a hammer, or
the whole room of books next door, and
Or
we're in the
even-
storage
I was
room.
gonna say,
Let's
there's
rummage
probably
around.
something
even an
in this
iron,
building,
even an
yeah.
iron plate or something, a
Like-
ladle that's flat, just anything.
In the
to-
art here, there's an axe right there, kind of thing. But
there is an axe there.
how about the back the axe?
Remember,
head here?
there was some wood. There was some wood that can be chopped outside. So there are a
Oh.
couple axes that are around. So, it's the blunt end of an axe, provided that it's not too rounded. Would do good. May I?
Hey, man, you're the expert here. Can I just quickly roll insight on him just to make sure I'm
Absolutely.
up with this?
Absolutely.
Always watching. Yeah, I have no idea.
Nope.
implacable to me.
He seems genuine. Yeah, he seems very genuine. He wants to help you.
Hey,
He's grateful for being released from this prison. All right. Now, my strength is not in physical prowess, but more of the mind. You dare Dragonborn, you look pretty muscular yourself.
He certainly looks that way, doesn't he?
That's more just a matter of Dragonborn physiology. I'm not the strongest.
My apologies.
Flick
Yeah,
here is probably
you
stronger
want-
than me.
you want the strong man? He's inside your mirror there.
That's true.
I see. Well, Master Goblin, you did pin me rather efficiently.
Oh,
I
well,
could I could sing a very nice song of to improve someone's vigor. That could certainly assist.
A man of bardic talents.
Of
Wonderful.
sorts.
Wonderful. I've known many excellent bards in my time. Most of them are probably dead by now, unfortunately.
Yeah.
This is really going to catch up with me. Here's what we shall do. If you notice on this frame, and again, don't look too closely at the glass. In fact, where's that canvas? Can we find the canvas that I saw when you pushed me down? There, yes, there. Cover up this glass here, but the top of the frame, okay, just right where the glass meets the frame, you should see an indentation marking the very center of the frame, where the arch is due. He kind of points and says, like, do you see that spot right there?
all right.
Do you
I
want?
will.
No, go ahead.
Well, your friend here is going to be doing the hitting, so if
Right, I was gonna say, do you want a bardic inspiration for that?
Rob, is this going to be a precision thing, as a dexterity thing, or is it going to
Yes.
be
yeah,
I mean,
All right.
it's a bit of both. It's strength and it's like a precise hit. You got to get it like right on, kind of thing, is what he's saying.
all right? Yeah, I'm your man. Then we'll see what I can do.
do you want that then, or you think you're good?
No, hit me. Let's not do this half-assed.
I mean, I don't really want to go back to Jack and be like, yeah. Try.
Your character's stuck in
I
a
mean, we
soul
could
realm.
have buffed a little bit before we did it, but we thought we'd just sort of wing it.
Yeah. Blood on my hands from the pull of the rope. No wind in our sails, so we have to row. And it's heave, ho, to the locker you'll go, where dead men lay their bones. You can have that.
Not exactly a courtly tune that I would recognize, but I'm sure music tastes have changed in 500 years.
Oh, indeed they
I'm
have.
surprised by that. You have an excellent singing voice, though. young
I
man.
suppose that's pretty clear. It's Bard, excellent. It's just freaking
All right.
shitty out of nowhere.
So I will hold this. I will risk my own digits here. Hold this precisely on that spot there. You need to take the back of that axe and you need to hit it precisely straight on. One tap.
So you do have a D8 to this flick.
If you hit it, if you go all willy and, smash into it, this will not go well. If you don't hit it hard enough, it's going to take, nothing will happen if you don't hit it hard enough. If it's too soft, you will know. So err on the side of caution, I would say, rather than of brute force.
All right.
Precision is what we're going for here. So I will hold this like so, and we'll take that axe and you will hit it directly on top. One strike, just.
This is just straight up dexterity check, not a thieves' tools or hand.
If you're proficient in sleight of hand or these tools or anything of that sort, then I would say go for it. But if not, then it's just
All right.
a dexterity check.
You
Yeah,
have the thieves' tools proficiency thanks to my criminal background.
Hey,
absolutely. We'll say that you can
All
use
right.
that.
Plus a D8 bardic. So here we go.
So just right
Oh.
there.
Oh, rolled really well on the bardic.
Yep.
Rolled shit on my d20. So that's an 18 in total.
18. All right. So you take that. Describe to me how Flick approaches this.
All right, so he sort of stands back. The axe is about the same size as Flick.
Mm-hmm.
He stands back, pointy side towards it, and sort of rears up and goes, oh, spins around. All right, here we go. And dink, and just, it's not, it's precision. Like you see, sort of, squinting one eye, then the other, and just sort of, and then just precisely just whacks it once, and then.
Okay. So right after hitting it, you hear a, and then a second later, it starts to crack, and Killian kind of stands up and pulls the shroud with him. All right, everybody stand back.
All right.
As he pulls the shroud off, you can see through the glass. There's a perfect line, perfectly straight, the way that glass would not fracture on its own by normal means, like going straight down the middle, just straight line. And as soon as it reaches the center, it just spider webs out, and the entire pane just shatters at once. And as the glass breaks and shatters all around you, sorry, Kelly, I need to move you just because you were standing on Torque.
Yep. I mean, I'm gonna back up as much as I need to.
And the mirror just shatters, and kind of half like stumbling, half just kind of like stepping up out of the frame. You see Torque just, and he kind of looks around, looks at Killian. That was unsettling.
Torque, it's all good. This here is Duke Killian. You got sucked
Wait,
into some.
what? Not Dookie Leanne? I'm sorry, that I was mishearing that the whole time.
Again, pointing out, probably not a Duke anymore.
So Dookie is probably closer. Good. Or do you prefer Leanne? You know, either way, I'm good with.
He kind of looks Torque up and down. It's like, you weren't exaggerating when you said that your strength, your man of muscle, was in here. Pleasure to make your acquaintance. Master Torque, I believe they said. I am
He's a
indeed
beefy
Duke
boy.
Killian. What you just experienced, probably feeling a little bit fuzzy, a little bit hazy in the brain. And Torque just kind of gives a nod. Yes, you fell into the Soul Sanctum Mirror, which I was the previous resident of, and when you went in, I popped out. And in order to get you out, your friends here were very delicate and precise. Well done, Master Goblin. That was excellent work. They have now shattered the mirror, so it can no longer entrap anybody else, which is wonderful news. And you, my large friend, are free.
So
I would really like to get home to Heaven's Reaches. I say home as soon as possible, and on the way I will catch myself up with history and all of that.
Yeah, there's probably a lot of that.
Yeah, like little guy, you were in there for 5 minutes. This guy had 5 centuries. He might be a little hazy a little hazier than you are. You're a magic
long
dude.
time
Are
to
you not
be
gonna magic yourself
imprisoned.
home? What's the
No, I have a little bit of flair, prestidigitation and the like, but my magic is more that of mind. I'll demonstrate for you, but I'm feeling myself just yet, and my mind is slowly unclouding. And believe it, my abilities will return. I can already feel some of them coming back to me, but perhaps it's going to take some time. As a mind at rest for 500 years is a little groggy, as you can imagine.
just because you are not quite feeling yourself, maybe it would be wise for you to stick with us for now. We are not exactly in a place that is safe, and if you don't have the ability to defend yourself properly...
Which is why I would like to get out of this said unsafe place, which you are here to, I'm not sure what you were doing, but you were here for the bad guys.
Looting, I believe, was the term. Yes.
Looting the bad guys.
Yes.
So, I'd rather not be around said bad guys who are going to, no doubt, defend themselves against you and your compatriots here, and me in the state that I am would rather be elsewhere.
Well, I mean, you're willing to
I just
take a
felt
chance
some
with the
magic come
laser
back to me.
statues at the front door, or you can explore with the rest of us.
Curious. I'm just going to sit on that crate there for a moment. And if trouble should rear its head, perhaps some of my abilities will return to me. If not, well, we'll see what happens then. But
We can defend you. We can
and
protect
he
you
looks
for
on his,
now.
he like seems to be like feeling in his pockets and stuff, and is like, yes, well, I wouldn't have any of my equipment as I was in my chamber, my bed chamber.
I mean, I gave my only knife to Owen. And when I hooked this guy up with like something, oh here, I hand the axe to him. It's like, here you go, buddy.
Oh.
Knock yourself out.
Not will do better than nothing, I suppose, until my my strengths return to me, which so I can feel some of them actually.
Yeah,
coming
don't
back.
forget to scream real loud. That also helps, maybe draw us back.
But, no need. I can will contact you mentally if need be.
Anyway, I'm gonna
yes.
finish it. Rummaging
As I
through
did
the
mention, my
storage.
strengths are more of the mental persuasion rather than the other arcane arts or strengths. So, very psychic and psionic abilities is my specialty.
Ooh, is that now that I've sort of rounded the corner? Is that a little like a hearth or fireplace or something in there?
There is a little fireplace there, yeah. So these fires have very like low burning, like they're ever burning. There's no like wood in them, but it seems that it hasn't been tended to, or they kind of go out eventually. But there's just a very small flame kind of burning in it. He's just gonna
Let's
sit
see,
on
we
a
only
crate and kind of hang out.
Busted
for
the
now.
cursed mirror. I'd be more than happy just to start feeding paintings into the fire until we find something.
Okay.
You want to stop him, Taylor?
No, it's okay.
Okay.
I guess.
Talon doesn't care. Devin, the player, is like, ah!
I guess now that we're down here, Dinar will check this little side room. What I assume is a side room.
Yeah. So this room that Torque and
That was a wild little side excursion there. Anyway, back to what we were doing.
Torque and Flick had previously entered this room where there are a number of chests that they just kind of left at that point and decided to go through the doors first and kind of kick their way through and see, and they entered that room. So there are a couple of chests in there.
And just because I wasn't here last week, I'm assuming we entered by that purple star thing in the
Yes.
floor. So that's where
Correct.
we came
Yes.
in. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So what you can see, including what's grayed out, is where you guys have been so far.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yep.
Including the aforementioned laser statues. Those were
Yeah,
those
they
were an
were,
important discovery.
they were a fire in their lasers. Okay, so Dinar's looking at the chests.
Dinar, did you want to go back and investigate more of that? Because there was a bookshelf of stuff that we were trying to.
You were
Get
trying to
into
get into the scroll. Yeah, this a shelf of rolled up scrolls that was blocked by some sort of arcane barrier that you were attempting to.
Yeah.
There was conversation about dispelling, although you'd have to target one of the three schools of magic that you found, or trying to get around it by other means. So
Yeah.
there was that.
Yeah. Do we want to go back to that, or did you want to kind of leave that for later and kind of figure out what else? We weren't sure if we're on borrowed time until the guys come back here, or if they've straight up left. But I do have Willie keeping an eye on the portal to let us know if they are on their way back, at least through that method.
So yeah, at the very back, this other building.
The teleportation circle?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so back here there was some sort of what was identified, which you identified as teleportation magic.
Okay.
Hanging out in that building back there. So
Okay. Given what just happened in that room with Torque and Flick, I figure we might as well stick together and sweep our way back up to the room that we were in. But yes, we do want to investigate that shelf. With that, Dinar will open this door that he's standing in front of.
okay. And it doesn't appear to be locked or anything at all, so you open it and find a very interesting room. Mostly threadbare, a few more chests, a hearth in the one corner. And then in this corner, on a slightly raised stone floor, there are 2 dormant portals. These look similar in type to the ones that you'd found in the Sanctum Hunkius that Wilhelmina, aka Min, had been using. So these are the same type of portals, and they are dormant. In that the frame, there's not even any energy in the middle of them. There's just the arched frames, doorways basically with just stone showing behind them, but you recognize them as portals.
Interesting. We got some more of those portals that Min had, but they're not turned on.
Would we say at this point that with even though the glass is broken on the mirror frame, would Torque have overcome his reservation about smashing the rest of it to bits, or would he leave it alone?
Now that he's back out, I would suspect he's happily smashing it to smithereens.
That's right. I have the feeling, and Jack can correct me if I'm wrong in this, but I have the feeling that he would just turn around and be like, just get Wellman Wrath out and just like go to town on this thing to just smash it. Better to be certain.
Maybe perhaps Flick was right, and then lay into it in this one particular instance.
And then Fleck, so you're picking up paintings and tossing them in the fire. Is that what you're doing?
I'm making sure to not look at them. I'm just doing the legwork of getting them burned.
Okay.
Don't want any bad mojo.
Give me this is a perception check, more to avert your vision rather than to intentionally look.
Oh, no bardic on that. So just an 11. Back to the 11.
Okay.
Good.
So yeah, you just kind of throw a bunch of them. There is another one that catches your eye though. For the very specific reason that it is a landscape portrait. And as soon as you look at it, you immediately recognize the jungles of Careful.
Look at that.
It looks like home.
Oh, crap.
Can I get you to make a wisdom saving throw, please, Flick?
Sure. It's one of my best saves. Here we go. Hey, there's a 19.
Okay. This is a wizard title, guys. Don't forget. So
Yeah.
there's lots of fun stuff in here. So as you gaze at this painting, and there's a homesickness that hits you, because this is a beautiful painting. Like the landscape, it's so real. Like the lushness of the jungles, and the artist has captured the beauty of Heck and Careful. That untouched, unstained by the ugliness of the slave lords and what has transpired there. And it is a beautiful land. But as you look at it, something twists ever so slightly in the image. Flick, What is your greatest fear?
Soap.
What does what does Flick fear more than anything else in the world?
Going back, being put back in chains.
Okay. So as you stare at this landscape of home, it begins to shift and zoom in. And it becomes a picture of a work camp. Zooming in on a particular figure, which you realize with dread is a younger version of you.
Even younger.
Foot in chains with your chain gang. And it zooms in on your face until you feel yourself shaking with dread. Now, thankfully, you only failed by 1.
Failed at a 19?
So you were close.
Wow.
So you are temporarily frightened of any obvious threat for the next 1 hour. So not just in general, but any obvious threat that rears itself will have you frightened.
Well, I'll put my foot through this painting first. Boom. All right, there's that taken care of. Snap. That one goes in the fire. Extra
So
vigorously.
if you had have failed by more, this is one of those degrees. It could have been exponentially worse for you, but thankfully, Flick has enough resolve where he feels that terror rising, and then he just kind of snaps back into it, and your anger takes the place of fear.
Not doing that again. Thank you. Or fuel for the fire. All this evil wizard shit. Do.
This
Into a song.
this door up here.
Mhm.
Is it anything interesting about this door?
It's fairly plain wooden door, latch handle on it.
Let's give that the old open.
Okay, go ahead, try the handle. Pops open to reveal sort of a small, like entry hall type thing, or a small throughway. And there's a door directly across, which you kind of realize it's going to lead to the library. Yeah.
Library, yep.
And then there's another door that seems to be leading in double set of doors.
Yeah.
This one you can see there is an arcane sigil very prominently displayed, like right kind of at the center of the doors, over the 2 ornate handles. These are like golden ornate handles. You can see that they are locked, and you can see this sigil. It's a glyph on it as well. So these doors are guarded, very obviously so.
Hey, Captain, I might have found where we're supposed to go.
Okay.
See this door? It's got like a bunch of magic-y doohaka on it.
I
Generally,
can see that, yes.
that's trying to prevent us to go to the place, which means they've got one of 2 things in there. Either that's where all their valuable stuff is, and that's where we want to go, or that's where, like, I mean, realistically, that's probably the most likely solution. But the other option is that they've got that's where they keep stuff they don't want to get out, and that should not get out. In which case, we don't want to go in there. I'm betting more so that it's where they keep their treasure.
Probably.
But maybe you could look at it and confirm that for me before, we just open it up, because I feel like that's a bad idea.
Probably right. Do the symbols on the door tell me anything about what kind of enchantments or warding might be on them?
So you can go ahead and give me an Arcana check. Flick, just get back to you here. As you have taken the paintings and summarily thrown them into the fire, underneath where the paintings were stacked, you do see that there is a crate that is actually the lid is kind of propped up and open. And inside the crate, you see something glittering.
Ooh. Like glittery.
So do you
Glittering
want to?
inside the crate.
Yeah. So there's the lid is kind of askew, so it's just like kind of peeking open. Do you want to move? Keep going, or do you want to leave it?
I'll flip the lid open. Take a look.
Okay.
What do we got?
Inside this crate, you see what appears to be a robe crafted of white dragon scales.
Look at
Sounds
that.
too good to be
And
true.
it is glistening. Sitting beside it, you see another sort of type of armor. It appears to be leather armor. Looks like it's leather, maybe like a shark or some other kind of aquatic creature, some sort of hide, but there's obviously enchanted. It's got a little bit of a sheen to it. And you see a whip.
What the hey? Interesting.
Looks to be just leather, very, very finely crafted leather, kind of a dark, almost like a musky, like oak brown to it. Like it's been tanned very finely. You just can see the intricate like etching on the handle. It's very, very well crafted.
Classy one this is for my dress. This is my dress whip to go with my tuxedo. All right, tuck that into my bed.
Your dress whip.
You immediately you feel the magic within it as you pick it up. There's definitely a heavy enchantment in this thing as you pick it up. It's like, ooh, there's something in there.
All right, and
Wouldn't
so
your
there's-
dress whip just be like a belt that you can like quickly and easily get to?
And you said there's a robe and leather
Robe
arm
made of
goes-
dragon scales and leather armor that appears to be made from some sort of aquatic creature's hide.
These are some oddly specific items.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's a magic whip, a robe made of dragon scales, an aquatic suit of leather armor. Oh man.
Let's see. I have not used my awakened spellbook yet today, so I will really.
Is there a giant hammer made from a turtle shell in there as well?
So I will quick cast Identify. So it only takes me a minute rather than 11 minutes.
Okay.
Actual cast, and I will identify the whip.
The whip. All right. So what you find is this.
Oh, that's gnarly.
Oh my.
So what at first appears to be a normal leather whip begins to glow with a faint purple-black aura. And you determine that once this is attuned, that it will in fact become something much more arcane that will fuse itself with you, not painfully, but will become part of you such that you can summon it at will as it becomes part of your flesh and basically is always with you. I'll let you go ahead and read that there.
Interesting.
And
I mean,
it's
I
the
already
void
a
light
connection
tendril.
to my weapons already. So this is an extension of that for sure. This is going a step further.
Just leave that up there for chat to read.
This is the void light tendril. So there's no like curse calling you to it. It's not, there's no force as the shield. It's just you understand that its nature, that basically tuning to it will turn it from the whip that it is, and it will actually fuse itself into you. So not that it mars you in any way, it basically just becomes hidden kind of in your flesh, and then when you summon it, it will actually come right out and be part of your arm, part of your hand that you can use as a whip, and then you can stow it back. And there's always that tingling, that faint tingling that reminds you that it's there, but it doesn't hurt. It's more just like, oh yeah, my whip is there. So you always know that it's there.
And the important part is that last paragraph. You can end the attunement by spending 8 hours of concentration.
Yes, so you can end it. It takes a lot, and you will be left with a point of exhaustion, and then it can't be attuned by anyone for 24 hours after that. So it takes a toll on you for actually having this whip as a part of you, but you can remove it.
I mean, I got nothing better to do for the next hour. Happily, hey fellas, I found the loot pile.
The loot pile, you say?
Dinar, you're making an Arcana check on the doors.
Horrible one. I rolled a 1 plus my Arcana of 8, so 9.
9. Okay. You're fairly knowledgeable, so I would say that you understand that this is a warding, a glyph of warding, but you don't know what exactly the warding will do. But it's common enough that you're like, okay, yeah, protection warding, could incinerate us, could melt us, could, blow up the doors, could, various things that warding glyphs can do.
But I get enough information that I figure I could probably dispel magic on it if I wanted.
If it's your, I want to say run of the mill, but you do know that glyphs of warding, like glyphs, can be dispelled. It's just
right.
There is the potential with the glyph of warding that if you do an oopsie in your dispelling, that it will go kaboomsy. So
Are those the official? Is that the official?
those are the official words. That is canon. Yeah.
Now, question. Just looking at my spell sheet, I noticed that I'm missing a 5th level spell. Did you guys, when you contacted Kamari, did you do scrying or sending? Or well, it couldn't have been both.
You used
Sending,
5th level. No, you used 5th level to dispel.
Okay.
Something.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
I believe it. What was it? Was it Elizor's or was it? It was something inside. But
Okay.
you used that for.
I just want to make sure that it wasn't a misuse of spell if it was supposed to be the 3rd for sending.
No, they upcast dispel magic.
Cool.
I believe that's what my brain is telling me.
All right. Well,
Brain, is that right, brain? I don't know.
I was noticing the door, but then also hearing Flick. We'll go back to Flick.
Okay.
What did you find, Flick? What kind of goodies?
Well, we got this here robe. Got this here armor. I figure divide and conquer. Each of us can identify one over the next 11 minutes. How's that sound?
That sounds fantastic. Give me the robe.
All right, I'll take a look at the armor.
Duke Killian is just kind of sitting there in the crates and he's watching. You see him. He's been kind of like muttering to himself a little bit, and but he takes notice, and I too have the ability to identify items. If I could be of service to you, I'd be more than happy to, seeing as you are my liberators.
Well, I'll keep that in mind if we find anything else, Killian. Appreciate that.
Of course, yes. Okay, so who's identifying the robe?
I'll identify the robe.
Okay. The robe you identify as a dragon scale robe. Interior of this thick robe is velvety soft and supple, while the outer layer has been fashioned from the scales of an ancient white dragon. While wearing this robe, you gain a +1 bonus to AC, have resistance to cold damage, and can endure extremely frigid temperatures comfortably. No attunement necessary.
Oh.
This is a fancy pants robe.
I think at the notice of no attunement required, Dinar is just going to...
Yoink. Clashes a little bit with your golden scales, but nobody's commenting.
That's all right.
The white and the gold, like normally white and gold go together, but there's a little bit of a different sheen, as yours are like a radiant gold. And then the leather armor, you guys were identifying as well.
Yep.
So this is the leather of Desfuna's Grace.
Oh boy.
Crafted by sea elven worshippers of the goddess of the deep, this armor grants you a swim speed equal to your walking speed. If you start your turn underwater with 0 hit point, the armor buoys you to the surface at 60 feet per turn. And wearing this armor allows you to make attacks underwater without disadvantage. It has the stats of studded leather armor.
I mean, I can see that being pretty handy.
Yeah.
Because I'm already wearing mariner's armor, which is basically the same.
It's essentially a mariner's armor.
I mean, it's better mariner's armor.
It's studded, mariner's studded leather is, but it's exactly the same idea that it buoys you. And
It's better though, because it's cooler. I'd still say that I should probably go to Flick because I mean I could wear it. I lose 1 point, like 1 armor class.
you have the elven chain, right?
I think I just have a chain shirt on.
Oh, yeah.
Which is AC 13 plus Dex, so it's slightly better than studded by 1. So it's not a big deal. I feel like if anyone went in the water though, I'd be the closest to being fine. Going unconscious underwater is still bad, but water breathing theoretically could keep me safe from that. Whereas, like, Flick and Dinar are the two who are going to have more of a time in water. So I don't see why. I mean, I can hold on to it and wear it in certain circumstances. Like if we're going to do an underwater mission, I could swap it out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The no disadvantage during underwater attacks is pretty nice.
Mm-hmm.
I don't usually need to make attacks underwater because I'm usually doing saving throw stuff, but I do make attacks every now and again. I don't know if that would really.
Yeah, as soon as you have a swim speed, that
I don't.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't,
it.
I,
It just yeah.
I don't.
That penalty goes away anyway.
No, that's what I mean. Is the armor gives you a swim speed. So
yeah.
So the not having disadvantage on attacks is not additional to the armor. It's just
right. But
with your swim speed that it gives you. Yeah.
I don't have a swim speed, so it giving me a swim speed is useful. Like that is useful. Don't get me wrong. It's just, do I want to always wear this? Probably not.
Yep.
So I'll happily take it and then kind of keep it as a dive suit essentially.
Yeah. There you go.
Because I wouldn't wear it right now. We're nowhere near the water, right? So
we're on a beach.
But yeah,
that's near the water.
But yeah, if Flick doesn't want it, then I will take it.
Yeah, it's all yours, buddy.
Because it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I desperately need all the armor class I can get right now.
Okay. Torch just kind of pipes in. It's like, my hide is already leather armor, and I am aquatic, so I have no need for it. Just thought I'd mention.
But is your natural leather of Desfuna's Grace?
I mean, she did literally live inside of me.
So kind of
chose me. So, yes.
Well, there you go.
Well, good find, Flick. Nice work.
Burning all this priceless artwork was important work.
I will say that, Flick, your natural insight, you're like, they hid the items under the trapped paintings.
Yeah, no, I ate all the traps. It's fine. They're delicious.
It was a clever way of, not having a trapped chest, but they used trapped paintings essentially to hide the stuff underneath it. So,
well,
by the way, puppies.
Seeing as how Flick has found some things, Dinar will go out and check the chest in this room. Do they have locks on them?
They do. This is Remy. So this is Remy. Hi, Remy.
Hi.
And this is Loki. Boo. Remy, Loki. Yep.
Big cotton balls.
Yes, both Marvel names. So let's deal with it. Yes, the chest is locked. It looks like it's just a simple lock, though.
Hey, Flick, we got a few chests out here that got some locks on them if you want to try to find some more goodies.
Ooh, I like goodies. All right. What do we got? Are all of them locked?
They all look like have simple locks on them. Yeah, like
Well,
standard
Yes,
padlock built into the chest.
Me and Flick will get to work.
Ooh.
All right.
There's no windows here.
Fleck just needs to remember that he's down one glass cutter. Yeah, that's good.
You wanna take the ones down there? I'll take the ones up here.
Sure.
Shall we make this interesting?
What do you have in mind?
Well, I mean, would first person to open the chest gets to decide what to do with what's inside?
You're on. Let's do it.
Fastest lock pick this side of the Sea of Souls. Let's do this. This is a Thieves' Tools check, right?
Thieves' Tools check, yeah.
Using dexterity.
Aye. Yeah.
Ooh, 20.
Wow.
Let's just make sure. Normal, no bardic, Thieves' Tools.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Stuka?
24. So Flick comes in. So Flick, you were doing the bottom one there, and Talon was doing the one at the top.
One there, yeah.
Am I correct? Okay. So we'll do Flick's first here. So Flick,
In my
inside.
big mouth.
Reflex save.
No. Inside, you find a helmet, or sort of a helm, crafted of feathers and very intricate leather work that actually looks like a griffin's head. And you find a small stone, which upon closer inspection appears to be refined axiom.
Oh?
Pure refined axiom.
Hey, D.
Yeah.
What kind of trouble could you get up to with this? Licking the stone.
Okay. It's like so not the raw crystal, but the material that your shield is made out of. This is like it's refined axiom that hasn't been worked into anything else. Like it's a stone.
This could be very useful in crafting some very interesting things. Nice find. What's that other thing? The feathers.
You do feel arcane energy pulsing off of it, so it's possible that it has already been used for something.
I know it's a pretty fancy looking hat. Hey,
So I'm going to assume that you guys are going to, at the very least, experiment to identify these things. So for the sake of not identifying all these items and spending an hour doing such, we'll just go ahead and do this.
Ooh.
Is the Griffin wears helm.
high speed of 60.
Holy crap. That's a really good item.
And the Axiom Stone of Far Speech.
Oh.
Hey.
They're fluent in Abyssal, Deep Speech, and Volsharan. I mean, I feel like that should go to Dinar.
The Volsharan, you'll remember that the entities that Silas was telling you about that had come from the void, the ones who crashed their ship, they were the Volshar.
Hmm.
So their language, the void speech essentially, as well as abyssal and deep speech.
Hmm.
So somebody took pure axiom. Basically, this is like an ion stone.
Yeah.
So it does the same thing, but it's my world, and I created it differently. So
There's no iron here.
there is no ion. So there's a Griffin wears helm and the axiom stone of far speech. So those are in Flick's chest. Talon, you happened to pick the perfect chest for you.
Hey, all
Roll us
right.
up in your face.
Or I'm just going to say this is what's in there. But there is a lyre.
Oh.
Ooh.
A very, very beautifully crafted lyre. It's got an inlay of cherry wood, spruce top,
Oh.
pristine bronze work. This is like the nicest instrument you have ever seen in your life, and it is probably worth a pretty penny.
I mean, it's no squeeze box, but it's very pretty.
But it's this, the lyre of building.
Ending as an action. Reaction when an object or structure you can see within 300 feet of you takes damage, causing you to be immune to that damage. Any further damage of the same type at the start of next turn. Fabricate. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Move earth, pass wall, or summon construct.
Oh.
So you can cast one
Wow.
of those per day, not once each. Basically, you choose one of those that you can do
Yeah,
per
it says
day.
or some. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Mending, however, you can use an action to cast a mending.
That's pretty neat. I mean, I see this as our boat is now significantly more durable than it used to be.
Yeah, you could target the boat as your
That's
ship as it takes damage. And,
Certainly the most practical use of it. I'm just gonna look up fabricate because I know that's a really nice spell, but I want to just double check a few things about it. I mean, I suppose, Flick, you get to decide where this
as he pulls out this
beautiful, this
wonderful
beautiful
instrument.
lyre
Yeah.
gets to go. Since
I mean,
you were a
I got
couple,
the fire
couple
going already,
milliseconds
so
faster.
we can just
Just throw it in the fire.
Oh man. you see Talon like eyes just like twitch like
if I could make an expert recommendation,
I'm sorry.
Flick,
Would you like this?
yes, I would. Thank you. Perhaps this could be your grand gift to Lord Shadowbane, as you know, the Chamberlain, as a Chamberlain's gift.
Yeah,
Torque has joined you guys.
exactly.
I was
And,
gonna
and
say.
I'll tell you,
my
and I'll tell you what. Out of appreciation for this great gift, I shall write a song about the greatest Chamberlain that ever lived.
Ooh, who's
Well?
that? Oh, that's me.
Well,
Please, sir, may I have the lyre?
I like to imagine that
I mean,
as
I guess.
as Flick mentioned tossing the lyre into the fire, that from the other room, Torque just gave a little chuckle.
I mean, Talon was immediately just like, "Where's that create water spell?"
careful, Flick. You don't want to draw Talon's ire.
Way!
Ooh.
A lyre for the liar.
Or remove his ability to inspire.
Oh, that's good. I'm putting that down.
That would be dire.
Maybe we should give the lyre to Torque.
What's Torque gonna do with it?
Apparently he's a poet.
Doesn't mean he knows how to play an instrument.
I don't think these hands are meant for such a fine instrument.
Those hands aren't meant for strumming.
They're meant for clubbing.
Yeah.
Rib cage. Strumming rib cages, perhaps.
As exhilarating as all of this is, we've got 3 more chests to check out, and a room up there that we maybe need to investigate further. Let's keep going.
So we can do it this way. So the remaining chests that are there's one chest in this room and three in the bottom room. I will tell you, just for sake of time, they're not trapped. So we can do a collective search of those if you want to kind of move on to other things. Because I know I'm throwing a lot of loot at you guys. So
Hey, I'm not going to complain about loot pinatas.
I'm not complaining. I just don't want to get sideswiped by something because we were too busy
It's
gawking.
okay. I've got Willie on it.
So looking at the time, I'd say this would be a perfect time for us to take a break.
Sure.
And we will use our break as downtime in game for the next 10 minutes or so. You guys can take a look at those other chests and then move on to other things. 'Cause
Maybe
we want to move.
new whip, you know. That's
We want to move a few things along here, right? So we
Sounds
understand
good.
for entertainment value. So let's take a break, and we'll be right back. We will reveal what has been found in those chests, and then proceed forward into the rest of the enclave. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. So as the mimic rises out of its chest form and attacks. Just kidding. The mimic was actually the chair.
The mimic
Actually,
is
that-
killing.
Actually, the whole house is the mimic.
Great that Leanne's been sitting on this whole time.
So one chest is totally empty. So this third chest that's in this room here,
That sounds suspicious.
just empty. It looks like there was some stuff in it. You can see like indentations of things.
Check for false bottoms and crap like that, just to be sure.
Okay, yeah, sure. Go ahead and give me an investigation check then. Specific if you're going to do that.
Ooh, 19 sound.
You do a thorough look, and there is no false bottom. It looks like
Son of a.
something maybe recently was in here or has been stored in it, but is currently not here or no longer here. So they move
Covering
things
up a
around,
trap
perhaps,
door.
or- Yep, it's just not there.
Eh.
In the bottom room, two of the chests are empty, unlocked actually. The lock is there, but they're just not currently locked. And again, it looks like there possibly was some stuff. One of them looks like it probably had gold. You can see some indentations of coins or some other stuff in there. The one by the fireplace, however, has two items in it. One is a very finely crafted headband.
Ooh.
And sitting in the center of it, this is all on a very nice cushion, is a ring. So there's a headband and a ring. And we're going to assume again that you did your identification, or at least finagling around with it. So one is the headband of intellect, accompanied by a ring of protection.
Nice.
So somebody seemed to have paired these together to make themselves both smarter and sturdier.
Look and see. Space I have left.
I'll let you peruse those.
The ring of protection would be super useful for me unless we want to give it to. I mean, I think we know who gets the headband of intellect.
Well, my intelligence
There's
score is
nothing for
already
Dinar.
19.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, so this isn't useful for me.
Interesting.
Totally useful for me.
Then it should go to Flick.
I was gonna say it makes more sense to go to Flick.
I will never put a stat bump into again. It'll be great.
Wow.
And Dinar
but I
already
would-
has
yeah.
a cloak of protection, so if
Right. I wouldn't mind the ring because I'm still a little squishy. Could be useful for Flick too, but I feel like he's starting to run out of attunement slots.
Yeah, how many items can we attune to?
3.
3.
3.
So the whip is definitely attunement. Craig, is the cursed shield attunement as well, or is it cursed? I'm not sure how
That's a
that works.
good question. I don't think it's attunement. I think it's just you can't get rid of it.
Alright.
I believe it's, if I'm remembering
The
how I
trade-off
created
is I
it.
still get my attunement slot.
I think so. I don't remember making it attunement. So
Okay, yeah, I don't
We'll say
need
it's
the
not.
AC. Bonus to saving throws would be nice, but definitely don't need the AC. Yeah, I'll totally yoink that headband though.
So, just an interesting occurrence that happens while you guys are looting, loots. So Duke Killian,
I mean, I got a Lyre, not a loot, so.
Yeah.
Duke Killian enters the room just to kind of see what's going on. But he's not walking on the floor. He's instead walking on the ceiling. And he kind of steps over the threshold and back on the ceiling, and he's just like, it would seem that more of my magic has begun to return to me. I'm remembering how to do a number of things. This is rather fun. I forgot. And just kind of stands there, and he's just like looking down. His hair is hanging down a little bit now, so you can see like his prominent elvish ears, and he's just like, "There's an interesting view from up here. Curious."
Well, let us know if you see anything bad from up there.
Of course. It's not really that high ceiling, so the moment I'm sort of just looking at you face to face, but upside down. But perhaps if I crouch, I can see higher.
It's a different perspective. Let's go with that.
It's rather amusing, isn't it? And crouch to see higher. A wonderful play on words. Fascinating. He just like literally sits on the ceiling now, and he's just kind of sitting there, hanging out.
All right. Well, I so far really like this place. Lots of cool free stuff.
And this is the crap they left behind.
That's right. I mean, you can just imagine what's behind that magic door over there. But do we want to check out the rest of the rooms first before we go to the obvious big reward vault?
I think it would be wise of us to try to solve that library before we move on, yeah.
Well, we got 2 doors in Dinar's room, another door in the library, and then, of course, the shelf on the library with the more free stuff that we just have to figure out how to get.
Dinar.
Yep.
Can I get a perception check from you?
No. My perception is terrible. But let's see how he does anyways. Perception +1. That's a total of 13.
Okay.
Roll the 12.
You hear a very faint thud from the other side of this wall. Kind of muffled. Almost the sound of like something falling. Just like a...
In a somewhat not muffled, but a somewhat quieter voice, Dinar's going to speak over his shoulder. Hey, Torque, get in here.
What is it, Captain?
I believe there is something or someone on the other side of this wall here. Once Torque gets in, Flick, Tayland.
Yeah.
Get over here.
Okay.
Coming, Skipper.
Should I join you or should I stay here if there's danger?
Why don't you join us, but in the corner?
Certainly.
I don't really want you in a different room than us in case something happens and we can't see it.
I'll just sit up over here. You get it because I'm on the ceiling. So I couldn't sit up.
Yeah.
You're hilarious, Dookie.
Good stuff.
Once we're all in position, Torque, let's get that door open.
Okay, let's do it.
So on this door, it is a double door. There is a glyph. Doors don't appear to be locked, but there is a glyph set on this one. Different than the one that was on the other door, but same sort of idea.
Do you have any sense based on appearance of the School of Magic?
Nope, but you can give me an Arcana.
I will give you an Arcana.
For a quick look, or detect magic for a more involved look.
I'll try Arcana first.
Assist on the Arcana to.
Ooh.
Sure. Now with your increased intellect, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Well,
does this make? Is this like that situation where like every time the ogre puts it on and like all of a sudden Flick's vocabulary just inexplicably skyrockets for no reason?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
What was your intellect before?
14.
By
Oh
Jove,
my goodness,
good
that's
gentleman.
an increase of 5.
I do believe.
Wow.
Yeah.
I now want to see that Flick is just like he's still Flick, but he's Flick as like a super genius.
Do I need to add some nice little like professor glasses to your character drawing now?
Maybe.
Now you're super smart.
No, just a big pulsing brain.
Mm.
What'd you get?
So I rolled a 7 and a 3, plus my 8 would bring me to 15 for Arcana.
15. Okay. So this is a glyph of abjuration.
Okay, well that's not the worst. I mean, it's still not great.
Somebody help my foggy brain. Abjuration means what?
That's the like wards and protections.
Oh, okay. So there's probably some
Wards,
kind of
protections. Yeah, it's not like explodey kaboomers.
No, it's not evocation, which is the.
So this could be tied to maybe an elaborate alarm spell for the entire premises or something along those lines. Maybe a guards and wards situation going on here.
It could also be to keep something out or in.
Sure. It could. Yes, it could be an elaborate lock. It could be an arcane lock, even just to.
Flick suddenly, just like naming up all the things.
There's ideas coming, man. It's just all flowing a little bit easy.
Well, let's hit it with a little dispel.
When I take my concerta.
I will throw a 4th level dispel magic, so I'll upcast it 1 level.
Ooh.
Fancy.
Just because I don't know.
Okay. You cast dispel magic, and the glyph sort of sizzles and fizzles away. Or the pop is gone, dispelled.
Very good. All right, let's get that door open. Everybody get ready.
All right. I'll first produce my pistol and then produce my rapier.
As Torque throws the doors open,
Oh,
you find a large room with a summoning circle of sorts.
Oh boy.
And there are 4 mages in here,
Oh boy.
lying on the floor,
oh,
bleeding out of eyes, ears, mouth,
Oh,
nose.
No. Not the orifices. It's the worst.
They
place to
are-
bleed from.
They are dead. One seemingly more recent than the others. As you look across the room to Nara, you see one who kind of fits the description of Crumley that Amari had given you. A little bit less, of his innards out. They're starting to flow, but the rest is like a pool around. So he seems to be the last to have fallen. And in the center of this room, as he has fallen now, there's kind of like a flickering, as you can see, some sort of energy like pulsing and spinning and starting to almost like collapse in on itself rather than explode. There's like an arcane implosion that seems to be happening as this energy is coalescing and spinning faster and faster and faster and shrinking down
crap.
to a pinprick, becoming impossibly dark. Not just black, but the pure absence of light, that it's starting to suck in light from the room around it.
Vanta Black.
Vanta Black, yeah.
Yes, yeah, and you hear like there starts kind of like a humming sound.
I'm glad we found the loot. That looks dangerous.
Looks incredibly
It's
dangerous.
a liar.
Oh, because he said loot.
Yeah. We got a new we got a new running gag, everybody.
Hooray!
Should we go? I think. Well, those are. I'm assuming those are the mages.
Yep, those are the evil wizards.
Yep.
Yeah, and you're like they're very dead. Like you're looking at them. They've
Like-
been like almost like sucked to dry. Like and something has happened to them. Either
something-
ritual gone
something has
wrong
happened.
or ritual gone right.
Something's
Okay,
definitely
Hard to
happened.
say.
I think that this is where we start wanting to do detect magics at the wazoo here, Captain.
Yeah.
I think just some regular old fashioned just sleuthing as well, like age.
Not all of us can have a massive brain like you, Flick.
I mean, it's a really awesome headband. It so he sets off the whole outfit. I practice my model posing, but other than that,
Just before any of us enter the room, Dinar is going to utter some arcane words and produce his mage hand. And he's going to send that into the room. He'll send it specifically to Cromley.
Okay.
I know that the mage hand can't move the body, but first of all, does anything happen when the mage hand enters the room?
Poke it and prod it. nudge it a
Well,
little
that's,
bit.
yeah, check the pockets, things like that.
As your mage hand crosses the threshold of the sort of the inner circle of this elaborate series of runes on the floor, it starts to almost to be pulled apart. Arcane matter just pulled into the spinning black vortex in the center of it. Just
Does it dispel it? Like it's gone?
yeah, yep. You feel it wink out like it's not. It wasn't like it's not that it was destroyed, but it's just gone. Your connection to it is just suddenly cut off instantly.
yeah, my first edition D&D brain's going mad here. I've got a feeling I know that what this is at least based on. If nothing
The small sphere suddenly goes boom, boom, like a heartbeat.
Wow, it appears that globe in the middle of the room is annihilating everything that comes in contact with it. It's weird.
Not what it is, but
that sphere of
Mm-hmm.
that spherical object
so you're saying it's some kind of
of
sphere
destructive
annihilation.
nature.
It's some sort of annihilating.
What do they
sphere.
think of
Weird.
next? I mean, I've got these elvish kind of boots.
Mm. They're elvish.
Yeah, they're elvish, kind of.
Oh,
So
man.
relative age, the time of expiry of bodies versus the age of the food.
Give me a medicine check now that you're Mr. Smarty Pants.
Medicine's not intelligence.
Oh, that's right. It's not.
I mean, I could always give that a shot. I know a thing or two about injuries.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Six.
Go ahead. Give me a. I'll say Taylor can give me a medicine check.
Nah,
Hey.
He
Did
crits and gets higher.
I did better than Flick, but I rolled an at one.
So
Mm-hmm.
hard to pinpoint exact time of death. But these, other than Crumley, who seems to have just
Like,
bit the dust, like
within
that
seconds,
thud
like-
was likely what you heard.
The noise, yeah.
The other three are much further along in decay, and there is some sort of connection to this ritual. But given the size and dark discoloration of like the blood, like they've been here a few days.
Blood has dried for them and not for him.
Yeah, they've been here at least a few days.
That kind of timeline kind of lines up with the abandonment of the rest of the house.
So I could say, putting two and two together, it seems that they were doing some sort of ritual, whatever, and again, perhaps something went wrong. They got stuck in it. Everything else got abandoned, and they met their end.
We got loot
Did they all
and a liar.
It's a liar.
Okay, I'll say this. Did Cromley, did they all die inside of this circle, or are any of them
Yes.
outside, like a part of them outside that could be grabbed
No.
and dragged?
They're all inside.
Dang.
And it looks like they all fell, like, out. Like, it looks like they all fell back. Like, looking how they laid, it's like they were standing. You can almost see they're almost kind of standing in like, not a perfect square, but, like, very intentionally, because their feet are just, like, inwards, and then they're just, like, they're all just, like,
Don't happen to have
straight back.
some kind of spell to let you talk to dead people, do you?
Well, I haven't been able
Sounds
to
like
get...
some sort of.
I'm missing a component for a spell that would have been perfect in this situation. We haven't found a blacksmith that can work silver for me yet.
The sphere.
Are we in danger?
I think we might be.
Given.
I don't want to look like that.
So here, as the sphere starts to expand again, so Flick, you had a very specific trigger for
I'm
your
gonna ask
your frightened condition at sense of imminent danger or obvious danger. You now feel terrified.
That's we're leaving.
It starts to grow.
Yeah.
The spinning slows down, and you catch a glimpse, even as you're looking at it, that familiar starlight that's not starlight. The blackness of the void with those little pinpricks of liquid stars.
That rainbow sheen on oil surface kind of thing.
Yeah. And something seems to be coming through.
Of course it is.
Do you stay to find out,
Nope.
or do you leave?
Bye.
I am deferring to the two spellcasters at this point. So if Dinar and Flick are getting out,
I was
will be
gonna
following them.
suggest maybe analyzing what the ritual circle was all for, but no, that thing scary as hell, and we're getting out of here.
I would say so. So those of you, Talon, like you guys didn't see what happened to Flick to make him so afraid, but you just see Flick is like terrified,
Pants sweatingly terrified.
like
Yes.
uncharacteristically so. He's just like no, like he's bugging out.
Does he shout zoinks?
Possibly.
Because that's the real way. That's how you really know.
And then he does, and then he explains the origins of it.
I will then kind of like get ready to leave and kind of look over at Dinar.
I think seeing Flick terrified and running, knowing that everything else in here has been trapped and weird, it's probably not wise for us to try to fight whatever might be coming through in here.
Okay.
So I think the plan is to leave and at least go outside the house so that if there's a fight happening, we can fight it on open terms, not condensed rooms.
So
It's the only way
as
to
you
be
guys
smart.
as you guys start to move away from the doors, you do see two familiar entities pop out. There is still something that's kind of writhing in the middle, but these kind of like almost slurped out. You encountered these guys at the Kias Gate when you originally went there. These wonderful faceless things that tried to had some fun with Flick, actually. So,
And I'm leaving.
and a many tentacled entity is slurping its way through the
It's
hole.
always tentacles.
And so Torque says, "Okay, I guess we're out."
Yeah, if we're
Well, close the door at least, buddy. Come on.
Closes the door. You want to do anything other than close it?
I was actually thinking what I could do. I could put up like I could freeze the door. I could put like a solid block of ice in front of the door, which might buy us a little bit of time.
You know what? I will at least cast Arcane Lock on it just to.
Okay. Well, that seems like it'll probably do the trick then.
on account of, that is one of my fighter spells. All right.
And it's not. It's a lot harder
Arcane
to
Lock.
break now than it was about like an hour ago.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then yeah. Let's
Once they do that, then
let's get.
Yeah. Killian, on our heels.
Oh, you don't need to tell me twice. I
you
didn't
think
see
it's
what's
worth-
in there, but this is scary.
Do you think it's worth reactivating the traps?
Maybe. Can we do that quickly?
I mean, the lasers are still working, right? We're gonna have to.
Yeah, Flick
Run that
Flick
gauntlet.
very thoroughly disarmed the other physical
Damn it.
traps in there by
It's just the one
destroying
at the
them.
front.
Yeah, the other ones that were in the
Okay.
hallway here, like the magical cannons and stuff, he like ripped to shreds.
Okay, so
Those
it's
are-
just
those are
it's just the statues that are still operational.
Flick went to
Dude.
town on those.
Do we want an alternate way out and not have to deal with that?
Probably. You guys faced them last week. I didn't, so. But I'm imagining, yeah, we probably don't want to go
They
through
weren't the worst. It's more of like, if we're gonna fight these things and we're gonna do it outside, I feel like it's probably better to have the lasers able to maybe help us.
Yeah, if they can hose the bad guys down on their way through, that'd be awesome.
So,
Not hose us down on our way through, also good.
how did we get past them?
We used Torque as a human as a turtle shield,
Yes.
and we all slid
Tor
under.
Tor basically did like this, like, and you guys went under him. He went like this, giant size between the two of them.
And did it hurt Torque?
He rolled high enough on his saves.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
it's a,
succeeded
it was
on
a,
his
if I
saving
remember, it was a
throw.
con save, and he's
Yeah, he rolled high enough on his con save that we kind of wrote it off as basically his shell just deflected the lasers.
Well, if that was our strategy to get in, then we should probably replicate it going out. That makes sense to me.
I can also just make us a way out in the middle of a wall,
In that case, I would need to rage.
because I can just use my new lyre to just open the wall.
Oh,
Ooh.
let's do that then.
I could also, like blockade them as well if that's preferable. But
I
feel
think
like
either
we'll
way,
have
we're
to
gonna
fight
have to
these
fight
things.
these things. I think
Well,
they've seen
I-
us and they're gonna come.
I don't feel right leaving them here. So what I would say is let's all go back to the treasure room.
Okay.
I shall remove my beautiful lyre very, very, very carefully, but quickly. Carefully, but quickly. And I shall begin to strum. I'll be like, okay, it's been a while since I've played one of these. Okay, so, ding, ding, ding. Well, I'm gonna need to practice on this thing, but I think if I do this, and I'll play a few more of the strings as the wall just in front of us just sort of opens up.
Helen spends 15 minutes tuning.
Yes. I'm gonna just make a 5-foot wide doorway.
Okay, where precisely are we doing that?
Well, I'm gonna want to make it somewhere that is fairly inconspicuous because I don't want them to see where that might have been. So perhaps behind a bunch of crates or something.
Like maybe that square or that square?
Somewhere that can be covered up to make it look like it's just more wall.
Okay.
Pull it in behind us.
Well, there's too much wall that got taken out there, but
Because if I recall correctly, I can open a door and then it just kind of stays that way for a bit.
Oh, I'm trapped now. Sorry.
I've thought of some very interesting ways to use this in a ship-based environment.
Sorry, give me a second.
Opening holes in people's hulls? Is that what
Where the heck did I go? I have gone missing.
Yeah, what happened?
Oh no! I've vanished myself.
Oh, I deleted you with my
Oh, I guess up to 5 feet wide. So I guess I'll make it literally. I'm gonna make a very small opening that we can crawl through. So it's like maybe the size of a crate, and then we'll just kind of move a crate directly in front of it.
Pull a crate in behind us.
Yeah. Just big enough that Torque can get through.
Did I block off everything again now?
And keep up, buddy.
And then I think we should close the door to this room behind us so that those creatures have a very open door that leads them, like a bunch of open doors that lead them directly to where we want to funnel them. Right? Because otherwise they might just spread out and we want to funnel them.
Yeah.
Ah, door.
So I think we close the library door.
Really, we want to go back to the library at some point and actually get the scrolls.
Yeah. But
I'm gonna say Duke Killian is outside at this point now. He's gone through the door and he's like,
cool.
Oh, interesting locale.
Well, I like this Lyre. That's pretty great. I definitely want to try out its third function or its fourth function. That seems like fun.
As we step outside here and start kind of moving around, you notice that Duke Killian just kind of is up off the ground, just a couple of feet now, and he's just kind of hovering off the ground.
Oh, by the way, who's got that helmet that lets them fly?
I don't think we assigned that to anybody.
I don't think it was
yet.
assigned.
Okay. I would like to climb this tree.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a climb check, athletics.
11.
Decent enough. It's a pretty easy tree. It's a deciduous tree, so
Cool.
enough branches for you to get up there.
Can I hide in the tree?
You can certainly try. So you closed this door behind you guys? Is that the wall? Or you closed the wall?
We moved like crates and stuff in front of it because I believe it just stays open for.
Oh
an hour.
yes. Okay. So on the other side,
it's like a little like 2 foot by 2 foot square hole in the wall, or however wide it needs to be to get Torque to fit through it. But and then we just kind of put everything in front of it so that you can't even tell it's there. I don't think my boots of Elvenkind will help me here.
So you can hear some banging and some thuds from inside, and you hear almost like a discordant warbling.
Oh my god!
Kind of like a low pitch, just like.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, I've also closed all the doors that lead anywhere other than out the front door to hopefully funnel them. So keep an eye on that pass wall, but hopefully they will just go through it. The nearest, the quickest and easiest way to get to us, which is going to be through the front door.
Pitched higher than the deeper one, you hear two sudden sort of squealing sounds and followed by some sort of squelching.
I'll get Willie Redtail out as my. Or I'll get him to come back from the. No, I'll keep him there. I still want to know if something goes on with that portal.
So you guys wait. No sign of the Corax. You hear something larger moving within at this point now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, goody.
Kind of a slithering, squelching sound. You can hear things being broken, wood splintering.
I would suggest you all find a good spot, as I say, for my tree, hidden with a whopping 13 stealth.
That Flick's gonna hide over here.
At least we know that they were likely up to no good. We're gonna have to put whatever they
You're-
brought forth. Oh, must not leave.
Wood splintering and shattering inside.
I can't move him, but Duke should be behind us. on this
Oh,
side.
yes, sir.
Yeah, he should be
Oh,
very far
yes,
away.
I will be way back here. I don't want this directly.
Big rolls just keep coming for me tonight.
Oh, I know, right? It's been
Wood is just like splintering, and you hear things. You can hear glyphs going off inside too.
At least they're doing our work for us.
Yeah.
Setting off all those traps.
Dinar and Torque aren't hiding, but we are crouching by these flower not baskets, but planters.
There's a moment where everything goes eerily silent. You don't hear it. Then there's sort of a and the wall just bursts open.
they have a cave troll.
Something far more terrifying
Oh, jeez.
Oh, hi.
comes pushing its
Oh,
way
boy.
through.
Yeah, I guess walls don't really matter to something like that.
You see that it is floating. Tentacles and spikes just everywhere. Its mouth just like breaks wood, peels back boards, and pushes its way through. You can see that clearly the juices of the Korak like on part of its tentacles that it seems to have fed off of them, or either just rolled over them with no concern or thought. And as you can see it has no face to speak of, but you can see its tendrils kind of like flicking at the air. And it seems to have centered on somebody, one of you. As it moves forward, we will go ahead and roll initiative.
Hooray!
That's fair.
I guess I'll use my stealth since that's kind of what I'm doing.
Yep.
As a abyssal entity from the void
Oh, damn.
emerges.
Ooh.
Oh, see, there we go, Flick. That's
Oh.
all we needed. We just needed to be rolling initiative, and all of a sudden the dice cooperate.
Suddenly.
Duke killing is an 11.
Would you allow Dinar to roll Arcana for initiative, because he's trying to think about what spells would be most effective
Is
against
he like,
something
yeah,
from
you're
the
kind of
void?
like preparing like
Analyzing.
arcane defenses? I'd say, yeah, that
Yeah.
would work.
Okay. So this is also plus something because of... Is it my tactical wit?
Oh, that's the worst initiative. We'll be thankful for that, guys. It got a 6.
Aha!
So
It is slow and lumbering.
my roll is +4 on top of whatever this is. So 29 as well.
Jeez.
Heck yeah, boys!
Well, you guys are definitely ready for it. And what about Torque?
Does somebody else want to roll Torque? Or should I roll Torque?
Go for it. I mean, yeah.
Got him open. Go for it.
What perception? What do you guys think?
Probably perception.
Yeah.
Sure.
So Dinar will give Torque the advantage with my tactician feat, and I'll give Torque the 29, and Dinar will take the 23.
All right. So Torque and Flick both have 29. So you guys can just, I'll let you decide how you want to roll that.
Well, mine's going to be really easy. I'm going to cast protection from evil and good on myself.
Hmm?
Okay.
Yeah.
and then I'll action surge and cast mirror image on myself.
Mm.
Oh, jeez.
I'll move 30 feet this way. I'm done.
Okay.
Damn, I really wanted to try out my new Lyre other spell, but
Is Torque just gonna hop right in, or does it make more sense for him to wait for it to come out?
well, here my look on that is if we know it's got the other things behind it. Right now, that thing's kind of blocked. Well, I guess it's not. It's floating. So,
But I mean, it almost looks
mean-
like it's crushed or destroyed the other things.
why not have him rage to get big and then just hurl his weapon
then
at it
throw
from
the
like a
hammer
distance,
from
like move up a bit and then throw.
Yeah, how
from,
far
like,
can you
15
throw
feet
Whelming
away or
Wrath?
whatever. It's 15 feet, isn't it?
When he's bigger, though, no, he can throw farther than that. With his part of his rage, part of his subclass, and when he's raged, when he's
Yeah.
enlarged, he can throw it. I'm pretty sure he's within distance there, based on what his.
Okay. So then we'll do that. Then he'll, from there,
You know
throw Whelming Wrath.
Okay.
Uh, so I'll do this normal roll. He won't go reckless yet. We don't know what exactly we're facing.
Okay.
28 to hit.
Yes, that'll hit.
Heck
And is it
yeah.
that one.
Good. I'm glad
That's-
that's 28.
That's good. Good start.
So that's 23 damage. 16 of which is bludgeoning. Oh wait, but what is his so he can make this elemental, right? Oh no, that's his elemental cleaver. Okay.
Yeah.
Well-
So you have to determine what element he'd want it on.
But Whelming
he had it
Wrath
on
isn't his elemental
fire.
cleaver, right?
His elemental cleaver it's like extra damage that goes.
But Whelming Wrath is
I
a
think
different
that's-
weapon.
No, it's a
No.
subclass feature, I think.
It's a
Oh.
feature that it's added damage.
Well, he's normally
Yeah,
he's normally thunder damage, isn't he?
I think he's an acid before. I think he did fire last time.
If I could make a request, is I would like it to be lightning, because I'd like to know if it is lightning or thunder.
Acceptable, yes.
I would like to know which of those, because those are my jam. Both of those things. So
Yeah,
one,
you
one
throw-
of those.
Throw some lightning at him then.
Yes. Elemental Cleaver is a half giant feature.
So this one. So that would be 4 minus the rage damage, so that'd be 4
Mhm.
lightning damage.
Yeah. So that's 26. Yeah, so he throws it in, and it kind of manages to knock off a couple of the tentacles,
And does he
which immediately couple come out to replace
have
from somewhere within this thing's grotesque shell.
Gross.
and does Torque have 2 attacks?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll do that again. Oof. That's not a
That's
good
not
roll.
gonna cut it.
No. Critical miss. He throws the hammer, and the tentacles are prepared for it this time and just bat it to the ground as he summons it back.
And then maybe he moves a couple squares just to more definitely interpose himself between the creature and our more squishy characters.
Okay. Oh, whoops. So wait, we had Flick go first, right? And then Torque. Yeah, okay, so no tail end.
Okay. Is it safe? I can see behind it on this side, but I can't see the other direction. Is it safe to assume and this is more of a question to I guess Flick or whatever, is like, is it safe to assume that the other creatures are right behind it?
I have no idea, man. I'm
Because
just getting the hell
I
out
can
of here.
I can see through the main door and I don't see them there, and
So you see bits of what look like Korag on this thing's tentacles.
What may have ate them?
oh,
and you
like
remember,
it
hearing the
destroyed
squashing, screaming
Yeah, I
sounds
do
from
remember
inside,
that.
and
Okay, so this
So
is
it either-
likely the only creature that
You
we're
either
dealing
ate
with.
them or just plowed through them unconcernedly, and it's just
Right.
like whatever. So,
Okay,
yeah.
so we may not be actually dealing with multiple creatures then.
It might just be this thing. Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna try and 30 feet. Just barely though. Okay. I'm going to assume this thing doesn't have any eyes that I can see.
It has no eyes that you can see.
Yeah, so
I'm just gonna remove this thing out of your way here.
obscuration probably doesn't help. Oh boy. Well, okay. Let's. Oh, it's pretty big. Does it look fast?
It didn't come out super fast.
Like it seems to me like it's lumbering. Is that inaccurate?
I wouldn't say lumbering. It's just more methodical or just purposeful. Like it's just kind of unconcernedly pushing its way out. It's not like it looks like it might have some speed. Like it's flying and it's just coming through. It came through the house pretty quick. You will note that it pushed its way through all those
Okay.
walls.
But it definitely looks like it's more of a beefy guy than it is like an agile thing.
It looks pretty beefy, yeah.
So it looks strong. It looks hardy. And you said it's floating,
Yes.
so probably immune to prone. Okay.
Hmm.
Then, oh, man, I'm going to, from my position in the tree, sort of try to kind of holding onto a branch, kind of peer down through some of the leaves to get a bit of a look at it, and just sort of just exhale out, and with two fingers just freeze my breath as it comes out into a little kind of shard of ice. Your hat be frozen to your head. I'm gonna throw it down at the creature making a spell attack. Your body be like a lump of lead. Let's see what we can see. Let's do some testing. Now, am I hidden from this thing with a 13?
You don't know.
Well, I would have advantage if I am.
Well, for the purposes of that, then I'll say that at the moment, yes.
Okay. I mean, I won't be hidden once I hit, but your shoes be frozen to your feet. That's a 20.
Yep,
Yes.
that'll hit.
Okay. Oh, that should have been a lot higher. It didn't ask me if to cast at that higher level. Hold on. Where's my spell? There it is. Because I want to cast this at a much higher level. Can I not? What the heck is going on here? How do I? Okay, whatever. I'm just gonna manually do it. Okay, so that's gonna be. Oh, I see why. Okay, so it's gonna take 6 piercing damage as the shard of ice slams into it and then explodes, and it needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. That's an 18.
I think, yeah, that's gonna be enough. Okay, and if there is a creature within 5 feet of it, it would also need to take a dex save.
Okay.
But otherwise, I think that's going to be it for that. Okay. I see how that works. Okay. And then I shall grant Torque Buddy a bit of bardic inspiration that he won't need, but might as well.
Okay. All right, Dinar.
Well, that didn't quite go as I was expecting, but get him.
All right. Dinar is going to pull out his hand mirror. He is going to light up his scales, shine them into the mirror, and then pull his hand away. And he is going to cast Wall of Light, a 60-foot long wall. It can hover off the ground, so I'm trying to get. Is that 60 feet?
What level is that? What are you casting it?
So that is Wall of Light.
Oh, snap.
Do that one. Level 5.
Been a while since you cast that spell.
True. I'm hoping that a void creature will be susceptible to radiant damage. We'll see.
Yeah.
I would hope.
One of its tentacles
No.
flips in your direction as you cast the spell, as it casts its counter spell.
No!
Snap.
That sucks.
But I do need
Does
to
it make a counter
It's
spell?
not
gonna have to roll unless it's
upcasting.
warlock.
So that's going to be a DC 15. 18. So it's going to use one of those spells, and it will cast counter spell as your spell just fizzles as you feel oppressive magic, and you see its tentacle actually snaps, and there's like a flash of arcane energy.
I think that's the first time that's ever happened to Dinar.
Here's what you sense though, and I'm going to explain this. It's different. So you are familiar enough with arcane magic that you can sense spells. There is an abject wrongness about this. You get the horrifying realization that this creature did not call upon the Orduan Weave for this spell.
Oh.
But there is
It's calling upon the
chaos
Ataxian.
radiating off of it.
It sucks. Okay. All right, so it can block our spells. Keep that in mind, guys.
Oh, that's wonderful.
I think at that, Dinar is going to back off a little bit. 5, 10, 15, get to there. Killian, right now would be a great time for you to remember some kind of big spell.
That's
And
not really what I do.
That's unfortunate.
What in the abyss is that?
I don't think the abyss is where it's from.
That is not something that is common in our world today, so we don't really know. We know that it's after us, though, so we better kill it.
So just so you know, I am still here. He's going to make himself invisible.
That's fair.
I'm not sure how much that's going to help him, to be honest.
It might not, but we'll see. Okay.
I don't know, but I'm willing to try. That thing is terrifying.
Indeed it is. I think that'll be my turn. I don't think there's anything else that I can really do.
Oh, sorry. I thought you moved on to do Killian, but if that was...
Oh, yeah, no, if I already said it. Yeah, no, that's me.
It is Kachlian's turn. You get a sense of its movement now, and it's almost like air and matter. Not that they don't have meaning to it, but the way it moves through the air, there's no resistance, and it's just kind of like very unnatural gliding, hovering movements as it moves towards Torque. And you see its tentacles kind of almost like tasting the air.
Ew.
Yeah.
I have a bad feeling we should have just kept running.
On it.
A confusing emanation of chaotic energy pulses off of this towards Torque. Let's see. I need Torque to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
I'm sure he's really good at those. No, he's
I'm
not.
rolling trash all night. Do not make me roll this. I don't want to kill Jack's character.
I'll roll it this time. Does he for some reason have advantage?
No,
No.
only on dex saves.
Can you use the
Figure
bardic
sense,
on this?
Good.
Yeah, I'll use the bardic. What is that?
It's an
D8?
extra D8.
D8.
Let's go.
Come on, baby.
13?
Ooh.
13 will not succeed.
Oh, crap.
Torque feels very confused
Oh no.
Well, good.
as he falls under the effects of the spell, confusion.
Oh, it's not great.
It's
He's
typical,
kinda-
but it's not
he
great.
kinda- There's this pulsing energy that just like is kind of invading Torque's mind, and he's just what? Flick, you see your large friend sort of almost kind of take a stutter step and just seems to kind of be looking around and distracted. It's very obvious. His typical like his focus is off.
I'm going to start with a Thorn Whip on count
Thorn
of
whip.
it's super long reach. 9's not going to hit shit.
It is not.
I'll move here, and I'll Misty Step here. I'm done.
Okay. So I need somebody to roll a D10 for Torque.
A D10, eh? All right. I'll do
Yes.
this one.
All right.
2.
Oh. Oh, wait, it's D10.
2. The creature doesn't move or take actions this turn.
Well,
So he just kind of is in a stupor, and he's just like, you hear him kind of just like,
could be better, could be worse.
yeah, that's actually of the things that can happen, that's probably the least bad. If you're familiar with the spell at all.
Mhm.
Could be anything from him like wandering off to like attacking you or whatever, but he's just kind of like, what happened? Where am I? That's a bit of a Biden moment.
That's okay. We got our big hitters coming up. Palin and Janar. You guys can take this.
Turn in as the president. Dylan.
Oh God. Okay. So that didn't work super well last time. I guess. Oh geez. It seems to be focusing is still focusing on Torque, even though he's confused.
Given its alien anatomy and no facial
Yeah, I
features
guess it'd
to
be hard to
gauge,
tell, yeah.
you have no clue
Torque's
what
kind
it's
of-
looking at or
okay.
what it sees. This is something that is totally like should not exist. You're looking at it like, no,
Yeah.
that's not
Tor-
real. How is
Torque
that
is
real?
kind of in the way of a lot of my good stuff. So
Lovecraftian horror, just like that. No,
the thing that should
Nope.
not be. Okay.
yeah, pretty much. That's what you're getting off of this. That's a big floaty nope.
Oh God. All right. Mm. Oh, it's probably immune to psychic damage. Oh, okay. It's definitely aware of me at this point, but it doesn't appear to be giving me too much attention. So
You did cast spells on it, so
yeah. So I will kind of keep one hand gripping on the tree as the other will sort of reach to my belt and pull the squeeze block out, and then give it a good launch in as with the dolorous sound of the notes playing, a black nightmarish thundercloud will begin to swirl in the sky above the creature, and I guess technically above this whole place, as thunder will boom overhead, and I'm going to need it to make a dexterity save.
interesting. And what level is that spell?
I am casting it a little bit higher, above 3.
Okay.
I'm going to be casting it at 5th.
Fifth, okay. Oh, that's a fail. Okay, it uses a counter spell, but fails to counter.
Ha!
You feel that chaotic magic reaching out to try and snuff yours out, and you press into it a little bit harder.
That's kind of why I was thinking the concentration spell's better, because then I just have to get the spell off once.
And what? Sorry, what? That was a
It's a dexterity save.
dex save, right? 16.
16.
That's a flat. No bonuses on its dex. It's a flat roll.
Yeah,
Not bad.
16 will do it.
Oh, shoot.
So I think it's going to take half damage. Yeah, half as much damage. A mighty tempest grew. Oh. So 5th level. It's going to take half of 18 lightning damage. So that could have been a lot better. That was really bad. The winds blow stronger still. The ocean rage against you, try to break your will. And as a bonus action, I shall throw another bardic inspiration. Does he get? Does he get to make a save at the end of his turn for that confusion?
I think it's the start of his turn.
I guess I'm gonna.
At the end of each of its turns, in effect, Tark can make wisdom save. So yeah, I guess at the end of its turn, he should have at Torque's turn, he should have made a wisdom save. So let's go ahead and do that.
Okay.
You doing that, Devin?
Yeah,
or do you want me to?
I can do that.
Okay.
Torque. Wisdom save. He's great at that.
Hey.
Oh,
I'll
hey,
do
that's
it.
pretty good. All right.
Yeah. So he pulls himself out of stupor and is just, "Ugh,
Hooray.
get out of my head."
Get out of my
That's
head.
guilty about running and hiding.
I get. You know what? I'm still gonna give him that bardic inspiration because I feel like he's gonna need it from whatever else this thing might throw at us.
Okay.
Considering you've been watching Flick running away from this fight, yes. Yes.
Well, yeah, so on Dinar's turn, he's going to start off. Are we running or fighting?
I'm running. I don't know about the rest of you.
I could get Torque out of here if we're running.
Okay.
For now, because you're up a tree, Dinar is going to try to close the gap a little bit with Torque. And he will attempt something different this time. So let's throw up. Does that have... Doesn't make any difference if I upcast that, but I'm going to do it anyways.
Because it depends on whether it uses its reaction to do the counter spell.
Well, and so that's, and if it's successful, so Dinar's gonna run up.
Counterspell does take a reaction, so it's already used it.
Well, typically it does. I don't know about this
Oh.
thing.
Okay.
Yeah,
Although-
it does.
yeah,
It's still
although,
following those rules, so.
Lately, a lot of creatures of zap blocks have been getting printed with multiple reactions.
I'll do this.
Planescape book is something else.
So Dinar's gonna run up forward. He's going to create an arcane ball in his hands, and he is going to chuck it at the
Thing.
Caclian.
The thing.
So it is a
Kachlian.
Caclian.
Critter it is.
So he's going to throw Sickening Radiance, but he's going to throw it at 6th level.
Dang.
There's no
Oh,
upcast
geez.
for this, but it just maybe then it
For
will have a harder time counterspelling
It makes it harder, yeah.
So Sickening Radiance is a 30-foot radius sphere centered on a point, so I want it to get to the edge of the Caclian and not touch Torque. I still don't know how to draw. Is it an ellipse? Am I drawing an ellipse?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's no way to do this with measurement, is there?
Yeah, there is. Because you can do a linger on it. Those are different sizes.
30-foot radius, so that's 60 feet across. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. I'm a little bit small.
Yeah, Ian put one there.
Okay. So then, Ian, if that can go right up to that square there, if you can move it. Maybe up one more square. If that won't touch, yeah, right there's perfect.
It technically touches the square that Torque is in.
Oh, well then drop it back down. Or move it to the right a little bit.
It has to be there. Or like there. Oops.
Perfectly.
Wherever it's hitting the Caclian and not Torque is fine. Did I say that backwards?
Rating's great.
Hitting the Caclian, not Torque.
Well, yeah, so where are you pinpointing it, though? Get people to see it. I mean, I guess this wall did get destroyed, so you can see.
Yeah. So I
Like
throw
that,
it
you can see there.
Center's
Yeah.
about-
somewhere there, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yep, that'll work.
All right, so creatures starts its turn there or moves into the spell's area for the first time. So does that mean nothing happens on this turn? When a creature
First time
moves,
on a turn. Typically,
So on its turn, it'll affect,
okay.
which is next. Well, after
Yeah.
do killing, but yeah.
Okay, so, and that is radiant damage. Okay, good. All right, so are we running or fighting? Dinar moves forwards, cast the spell, concentration. That's my turn.
You hear from sort of over by the trees here. I would prefer not to be here. Personally, I'm not abandoning you, but I might run.
sort of abandoning, but I'm not. I promise.
I mean, I would definitely not say no to leaving this place, but I don't know. I don't like that thing just existing.
So that's a 20 on its con save.
Ugh. Creature must succeed on a Constitution saving throw or take 4d10 radiant damage.
Doesn't take anything on half, eh? Like anything on fail?
No, it doesn't take nothing. No damage, nothing. Yeah. What a waste.
It's a great spell when you get it on top of a big group of guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. But on one, yeah, if he saves, so no effect. Okay.
On the other hand, to get out of it, he's going to have to provoke from Torque. So that's not
It's true.
or set off the laser statues or something.
So he's going to go up. I don't want to do this. Let's do it that way. So he's 40 feet up now. As long as he just raises up into the air, tentacles kind of trailing underneath him, taking stock of all that he can see around. And the annoying creature in the trees that has been shooting things at him and summoning spells has caught his attention, or its attention. And so it is going to cast a very familiar spell, but again with a chaotic twist to it. As you see a series of missiles start coming out of its tentacles.
That could be very devastating.
Magic missile, but with an Ataxian twist. It's casting this at higher level, so it's going to be.
I can counterspell that, right?
And
You can try, yeah.
Given that I know that those things just hit without any thought, Dinar is going to counterspell that because that could be devastating to Talon. I will counterspell. I will counterspell at 4th level.
Okay, so you're gonna have to roll.
Okay, so I'm rolling a d20. Do I know the DC or do I just have to roll blind?
You need to hit a DC 15.
DC. So is this just a straight roll, or I haven't cast counterspell yet? So is this plus anything?
It's your intelligence check.
Yeah, your spellcasting ability.
Not my spell attack bonus.
No,
Just
your
my ability?
spellcasting ability. Yeah.
Okay, so I rolled a 14. My intelligence is +4, so 18.
So yeah, you'll counteract then.
Hey!
Sorry, didn't mean to click on that.
Well done!
So you, again, this has no eyes, but Dinar, you instantly sense its attention.
Yeah, but it didn't like that.
Oh, jeez.
And you hear, not mentally, but almost on like such a low frequency that it takes a minute to hear that it's words. Did you take the stone, the Axiom stone?
Yeah,
But did you attune to it yet or not?
I wrote it down as attuned, yes.
Okay. Then you hear in deep speech.
Ooh.
Pesky creatures of the real. Your mind will taste interesting. I will like this place.
Oh,
Flick.
All right, I'm gonna move there. Oh, stealth check. Hide. And I'm done.
Okay. Dork. So this thing is, so he's not in melee with it. It is now 40 feet up. Just as a reminder, it is hovering up.
That super sucks.
So the only thing he could do is throw Whelming Wrath at it
I think he'd be throwing at disadvantage, right?
because
It's
it's
still within
flying.
range of his
Oh,
throw.
okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Because it's 40 feet, yeah. I'm just saying he's not like in melee, like directly.
Reckless throws. Let's get this thing down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's that's not a bad idea. So reckless.
Do some damage for a change.
I don't see thing to click on for reckless.
With advantage.
Oh, just with advantage. Okay. So advantage, rage is on, enlarge is my enlarge. Okay. 27 to hit.
Yep.
And then we do that one. So 20. Yeah, 20 damage, and then we'll throw the elemental cleaver on there, lightning, minus the rage here, so another 2 lightning damage.
Okay.
And we'll do a second attack with that. Is it automatically reckless?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay.
All your attacks are with advantage on this turn.
Okay.
It just leaves him open to advantage.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So 22 to
hits.
hit.
Yeah.
For 15, 8 would be 23. Yeah, 23 damage plus 4 lightning damage. So 27 total on the second attack. Okay, not bad.
I mean, the bar moved.
Yep, it did.
Is that it for Torque? That's it, right? Yeah, he's done 2 attacks. And...
Does this thing have a reach of 40 feet?
You have no idea. You don't even know what this thing is.
Yeah. I'm just wondering.
You've seen it counter magic. You've seen it
Yeah.
do all kinds of weird things so far. So
I don't think it would be wise, since Blick seems to be coming back a little bit. I don't know that Torque should be leaving. At least not on foot.
That 17 stealth beats your passive perception. You have no idea where I am.
That's fair. That's fair. I no longer see Flick. Nobody sees Flick.
Flick is just like, I'm not here. I'm not here.
Not happening. This is not happening.
Unless you guys have another thought, I think that's it for Torque.
I think just staying put and hoping to tank some of this for us.
Interpose, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Talon.
Well, being 40 feet in the air doesn't really stop you from the giant thundercloud that's currently looming overhead.
Light him up.
Light
So-
him up.
I'm going to need a dexterity save from it, please.
Certainly. That's 15.
That is not enough!
Hooray! I like full damage. Full damage is my favorite kind of.
As thunder split the sky, the lightning drew a shape beyond the tempest's eye. That's at a 5th level I cast that. 19 lightning damage. Man, I keep rolling a bunch of 1s.
Best damage.
Not bad.
More damage than I've done so.
And then, I mean, Torque still got my bardic inspiration. I don't really want to just throw them all out because I may want to hold on to a few. So I think Torque's not that badly damaged, right? Like he's fine.
No, he's doing
Raging,
pretty
taking
good.
half damage from most stuff.
I got like 140 hit points or something, doesn't he? Like,
163.
Yeah, I think I'm okay then. Yep, that'll be my thing then.
okay. Dinar.
This thing is kicking my butt in terms of spells.
I might be able to help you get a spell off.
Do I have to prepare something?
If it was closer to me, no, it's good. I think it's probably okay. It's probably close.
Counters
enough.
counter spells everywhere.
No, but I can cutting words it.
Hmm.
Because it has to make a check. It's like
Or you
just in range of that.
Burn
So
all
if
your
you-
4th level and higher slots.
Yeah, you just have
Well-
to cast a 4th level or higher.
That's the thing, is that I've
Right
already
now, I'm
used
sure.
I've already used most of my higher level slots.
Mhm.
in this fight.
Or you fire cantrips at it and hope that it's not going to bother count.
Or you do what I do, which is get one spell off that you can just continually bombard them with.
Well,
Well,
that's
you
what I was
hide.
hoping with Wall of Light, but it didn't
Yeah.
work.
Your hiding's working pretty well for me. Like, it's,
Right?
Yeah, lightning bolt is just a one thing, eh? Yep. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to burn all of my higher level spells just yet, so I think Dinar is going to. I think I'm just gonna
it's
throw
either upcast lightning bolt or firebolt. Those are your best choices. That
Or
might not
magic-
counter.
or magic missile.
It'll counter a magic missile. Like,
That's true.
guaranteed. Firebolt will. It might not. That's my hope. Is that it's not going to bother with the cantrip.
Well, actually, you know what? Well, I suppose if it counters that, then it does nothing. But if it saves, then at least it does something. So, Dinar is going to pull out a bit of fur and a rod of amber, and he is going to cast Lightning Bolt at the Cackleon at a regular 3rd level.
Okay.
Is it going to let me do it, or is it going to counter?
You're casting it at 3rd level.
3rd level, yeah.
Go ahead, make your attack.
All right, so
It tapped it.
has to make a dexterity saving throw. Which it
That is an
fails.
8.
Hey, so 8d6 damage coming up. 8d6 lightning damage. That's not terrible. Okay, so 6, 12, 4 is 16, another 4 is 20, 3 is 23, plus 2 is 5, 25, plus another 3, so 28 lightning damage to the Cackleon. And you know what? Just because, let's throw a power surge into that. So
A couple
snap.
breakers.
yep.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Countering spells is kind of your thing.
Yeah, so I've counterspelled once, so I gain another power surge, so I have 2, which just means,
Half your wizard level.
so it does, yep, so add an additional, you can spend your power surge to deal an extra force damage, half your wizard level, yep, so deal an extra 6 damage to that target, and let's throw in some chaos dice as well,
Oh man.
because this thing is hurting,
do
and
it. Let's do it.
something finally hit, so we
Yeah.
might as well use it. So I'm rolling 1 chaos dice. I roll a d6 to see how much damage it does. Okay,
Yep.
that's a 6.
Nice.
So I get chaos harnessed as well.
Yes, you do.
Things are good.
Okay, so I click to draw, or drag to deal.
Drag
it.
it over. Yeah.
Okay.
The next time you drop to 0 hit points, you drop to 1 instead.
Hey, that's handy.
That's a pretty handy thing for Dinar to have.
That's fantastic.
How long does that last?
Well, yeah, it just
until
says.
it
Combat?
triggers. It just lasts until it triggers.
So I could have that for a very long time then. Okay, so that's a power surge, that's a chaos dice, that's an attack. I think that's going to be it for Dinar.
Okay. Fleck, you hear spoken from very close beside you. My small friend, I think you have the right idea of not being around here any longer, but your friends don't seem to be convinced of that, but I would like to go.
I mean, the world's your oyster, buddy. Stop giving away my spot.
He's like whispering it, so like yeah, it's very
Stage whisper, stop giving away my spot.
Yeah. All right. So here's what happens.
Ooh.
There's a moment where Dinar, you see the Kachlian focusing in on you. It's still kind of 40 feet up, and then it just stops. And you see it sort of turn north, and its tentacles kind of reaching out. And because you understand deep speech, you hear, so many minds.
Oh crap.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's kind of what I was thinking.
You watch as it suddenly ignores you and just starts to float higher and move quickly, heading due north.
Oh.
It just starts taking off.
We gotta take him down.
It just flies away.
Does that griffin wear helmet require attunement? Oh, it does.
If it didn't, it'd be broken.
Yeah. So it is now 80 feet in the air. So use the double move. It flew another 40 feet up and 40, like it's just taking off. So it's 80 feet up and on a mission.
Are we still in turn order?
Is there? What would you guys like to do? Just because we're gonna wrap here. So just tell me what your plan is. I'll pick it up there. But
Torque, can you throw me at it?
I don't think he can throw you that far.
Can he throw me within 60 feet of it? I want to try to polymorph it. But that's my plan. That's the goal. Is to get up there and polymorph. I have one 4th level spell left.
I can, as I say, I can follow after him while flying if need be. I can get Willie to carry me. The call lightning is a 60-foot radius, so he's still technically within that, at least for this next turn, and then after that he'll be out of it. But I'll have to cancel that just to get myself up there anyway.
What's north of here?
Enhold, our boat,
Enhold.
our ship.
Our ship.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
The town of Enhold.
I mean, yeah.
Dinar, what you get
The
from
people
him
we
sensing
care
is
about.
that he's like, oh, Enhold.
Yeah.
There's a lot of mines there.
That's why I want to stop him.
Yeah, the people we care about are there.
All right, so we will pick it up as you guys try a desperate attempt to try and stop him
Yes.
and deal with the consequences of
Well,
not
if it is-
intentionally, but
If it is the consequences of our actions.
releasing the Chachlian into this realm. And we'll see what happens from there. So that will be next time on Sea of Souls. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. Hope you enjoyed that. Do the subscribe on the Twitch. And again, if you do that, you could be a part of this fight and actually potentially have some say in how things go. And join our Discord so you can hang out with a fun community. And we'll catch you all later. Happy gaming. Good night, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.